we are discussing India, Iran. Okay, so I mean Iran's nuclear program. So earlier, we all know that Iran signed the NPT treaty, but after 1989, that means after the death of the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, Iran secretly began to develop nuclear weapons. Why? It began to involve in nuclear research. Actually, it did not have nuclear weapon, but it was in the process of developing nuclear weapon. Why Iran was going nuclear weapon means it's obvious that Iran is having the most number of enemies in the world. US, Saudi Arabia, all the countries in and around Iran, and also the terrorist groups. And already we know that almost all terrorist groups except Hezbollah, they are all Sunni Muslim based terrorist organization. So their single most target is also Iran. Okay, so so the thing is, Iran wanted to develop a nuclear weapon so that to safeguard itself. But what happened is, all the world, when Iran was developing, doing something, some research regarding nuclear weapons, an international sanction was put on Iran, okay, by US in United Nations Security Council. So that you have to note. So obviously, what happened is Iran got isolated. Iran got into trouble. Iran's assets were frozen. Iran was not allowed to have trade or any kind of connection with anyone. Okay. So because of this, Iran suffered. So after some time, what happened is, after 2000, there was a change in regime in Iran. A liberal leader came to power. People voted for a liberal leader, thinking that he will open negotiation with Western country and solve the international economic sanction. So as a result of this, one minute, sorry. I think now it is clear. Okay, so is it clear now? Yes. So, so as a result of this, you see, this Hassan Rouhani, the new elected leader of Iran, he opened a negotiation with Western countries. Okay, and finally they settled for a deal. The deal name is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action for Iran's Nuclear Program, or simply JCPOA deal. Okay, see, according to this deal, the P5+1 countries, they signed a deal with Iran. According to this, Iran will be Iran has promised that it won't go for nuclear weapons. It won't go for nuclear weapon, but Iran will have the right to develop civil nuclear technology. It will have the right to develop civil nuclear technology. So it won't go for nuclear weapons, but it can use the nuclear technology. It can go for the research of nuclear program. But Western countries will ensure that Iran will not develop nuclear. And in return, all the economic sanctions against Iran were lifted. So this we discussed last time. Okay. And then among the P5 countries, P5+1 countries, we also discussed that it was US who helped Iran to come out of this trouble. US and Iran doesn't like each other. Why? Means because since 1979, the Iranian political revolution, since the day of the siege of US embassy there in Tehran, always they have a problem. US policy towards Middle East policy itself is a anti-Iranian policy. So that you have to note it. So then why US opened, Obama administration opened relationship with Iran? By rescuing Iran out of trouble, despite the pressure given by its allies Saudi Arabia and Israel. Saudi and Israel are allies of US, but yet US helped Iran. Saudi and Israel, they pressurized the US, don't help Iran. But despite that, US helped Iran because US is getting some. That means already every country will do something only for benefits. Okay, so one benefit from Iran to US is Iran itself directly deal with the terrorist groups, this ISIS groups. Is it audible now? So I am speaking actually very loudly. What's the problem? I don't know. So is the audio clear now? Yes. See, you can see, you also have to use headphones or speakers. Okay. Okay. So US thought that Iran can be helpful to eliminate this ISIS. Why means because it was the problem created by US only. Okay. It was the problem created by US only. US only changed the regime in Iraq, which resulted in this the formation of ISIS after US withdraw from Iraq. So to solve the ISIS problem, Iran can be helpful. And also, US also wanted to withdraw its army from Afghanistan. So AFPAC terrorist groups are there in this region. To solve this problem also, Iran can be helpful because Iran and the Taliban and other groups also doesn't like each other. And the third reason is in and around the Caspian Sea, lot of hydrocarbons are available. Earlier, it was under Russia's control when Soviet Union was in power. Okay, before 1990, because all the Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan are the part of Russia. But now what happened is Russia disintegrated, Soviet Union disintegrated. Soviet Union was succeeded by Russia, and the other earlier Soviet Union republics, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan. So these countries are also one of the border countries of Caspian Sea. So Iran is having good cultural influence over these countries or the people in and around the Caspian Sea, even in Kazakhstan. Okay, so this area also some Shia people are there. So US might have thought that if Iran comes to US cantonments, then it will be easy for US to have a foothold in the Caspian Sea. So that day we discussed about a particular term called great game. So during the Cold War period, there was a great game going on in Middle East. Russia was dominating the territory. But now also Russia is having very good influence over this region. Now after the Cold War, they call this as a new great game for taking the oil from in and around the Caspian Sea in the Middle East. Russia already, we know that Russia doesn't need this kind of oil because Russia itself is a producer of oil and gas. But Russia doesn't want this oil to go into the hands of US nor China also, because today China, Russia may have some kind of understanding, but in a long run, China and Russia are competitors. Okay, two power centers cannot coexist. So this is a rule of the nature. Okay, so using Iran, US can have a foothold in this region. Like that, US might have thought because of this. US did not reveal this outside. This is the assumption. Okay, so why US is helping Iran? Without benefit, no one will help no one will do anything. Okay. So obviously the point is why a particular country have to help Iran means the US have to help Iran means US should get some kind of benefits. What kind of benefits means? To solve ISIS, to solve the AFPAC problem, and to have a foothold in Caspian Sea because of these three reasons. Okay. So up to this we discussed it last class. Okay. So now what happened is when after the Obama's administration, now Trump is the president of US. Okay. So when Trump became the president of US, what he did is, first thing he did was, he called the JCPOA deal 2015, that JCPOA deal, as a disaster. And it is a one-sided deal. Why it is a one-sided deal? Because US thinks that now Iran have given a promise in the 2015 JCPOA deal that it won't test nuclear weapon. But the JCPOA deal allows Iran to go for civil nuclear things. That means for producing electricity or using nuclear technology for some other purpose apart from military purpose. So Iran just have given a promise that it won't use the nuclear technology for military purpose. That's all. But the point is, this is giving a high hand to Iran in that particular region. Why means because if a particular country, note this, if a particular country is having civil nuclear technology, means easily you can convert that civil nuclear technology into military technology. So best example, the best case is India. In 1974, what happened? You see, India did not have nuclear technology. We did not have nuclear reactors. So we bought the nuclear reactor from Canada, saying that we are going to use it for civil purpose. And first time in the history of the world, particularly nuclear history of the world, we introduced an idea called dual use of technology. Note this, dual use. That means buying a particular thing for one purpose and using it for other purpose. That means we bought the nuclear reactor from Canada, telling to Canada that all we need is civil nuclear technology. We wanted to produce electricity, etc. But we tested nuclear weapon. So despite the world countries signed in 1970, even though India is not a party to that, world countries now they know very well that if a particular country has civil nuclear technology, means easily it can be converted into military technology. That means for making bombs. See, actually, nuclear technology is a destructive technology. So using a destructive weapon for destructive purpose is easy, but using a destructive weapon for good purpose is very, very tough. Okay, so if a particular country have civil nuclear technology, means it is easy to test bomb. That means it is easy to test bombs rather than using the nuclear technology for constructive purpose. So the point is, Iran has the civil nuclear technology. It is allowed to develop civil nuclear technology. That means Iran is a potential country to make nuclear bombs. It just said that it won't test a nuclear weapon. But if Iran wants, means Iran can defy the entire world, and again they can go for nuclear technology. That means military technology. Okay. So anytime they are doing it. Is voice breaking? Is the voice breaking? So one student has written like that. So no problem. Okay. So thank you. Okay, we'll continue. Okay. See, sometimes from your side also problem will be there. I have a good net connection. Audio video system is also good. Okay. So just check it. Okay. So Iran has the capacity to develop nuclear weapons since Iran is allowed to have civil nuclear technology. So anytime if Iran wishes, Iran can go for nuclear weapon. So Iran is having a high hand in this deal. So this is that's why US called this deal a one-sided deal. It is a one-sided deal. Okay, a deal which actually favors Iran only. And why? What is the problem with Iran having becoming a potential a country to develop nuclear weapon? This may lead to nuclear arms race in West Asia. See, already we know that there are 3 power centers are there in West Asia. One power center is Saudi Arabia, another one is Iran, another one is Israel. Israel already a nuclear weapon country. If Iran has the potential to develop nuclear weapon country, means what is the other country? Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, what it will do? It will also go for nuclear weapon. Then Turkey will go for nuclear weapon. Then Iraq will try. So all the countries are going for nuclear weapon. So in that case, a nuclear arms race will be there, which may lead to a nuclear conflict. That will be the third world war, the end of all wars. Because you see West Asia, under West Asia, inside the ground, I am telling, full of oil. If one nuclear bomb is put on in any place in West Asia, the nuclear wells may, so they may explode, the earth may explode, the chances are there. Okay, it is a bomb, okay, so it is a petrol bomb. In West Asia, we put bombs on West Asia means the entire earth may get blast. So this is an issue. So that's why we should not allow Iran to have nuclear weapon. So that's why US pulled out of this JCPOA. This is the defense of US. And not only that, US is also accusing Iran that it is exporting missiles and fueling state-sponsored conflicts in and around West Asia. So in West Asia, in many places, civil war is going on, 2-3 places. Okay. So in all these places, Iran is supporting one party. When US is supporting the other party, Iran is going and supporting the opposition party. Best example, Syria. US wanted to overthrow Syria. Who is supporting Syrian government? Iran is supporting Syrian government. Like that in Yemen also there is a conflict. US is supporting one party. Iran is supporting the opposition party. We'll discuss Yemen later in this class. Okay. So this is the reason. So we have to put pressure on Iran. That's why they pulled out of this deal. And not only that, US is also negotiating with North Korea also. Last year in Singapore also, Trump and the North Korean leader, they met together. But that did not yield any big result. But yet, Trump is putting pressure on North Korea. So Iran and North Korea are in the same position. They are trying to develop nuclear weapon. North Korea has exported a weapon itself. So in that circumstances, for Iran, a concession. For North Korea, pressure means it won't work. So US has clearly given a message to North Korea that, see, even for Iran, we are putting pressure. Okay. Whoever is trying to go for nuclear weapon, we will put pressure. So this is the understanding. So because of these reasons only, US have pulled out of the JCPOA in 2015. So that you have. The US now they have pulled out of this deal. Okay. So now we have to find out how the opposition parties, Iran and the other countries will react. Other parties to the deal will react. That we have to find out. Okay. See, Korea is a nuclear weapon. It is going for nuclear weapons. So US is putting pressure on Korea. For Iran, they have given a reprieve. For Korea, pressure means how it will work. Whoever is trying to go for a nuclear weapon, I will do the same thing. I will put pressure only. So by putting pressure on Iran, Trump is giving message to North Korea that you should not go for nuclear. That's okay. So Iran, North Korea is going for nuclear weapon. So that is the problem. Now, the questions only at the end. Okay, questions only at the end. So I'm not going to answer now. See, yeah, that was, see, why US helped Iran meant that was Obama administration. Now Trump, another administration is there. So they are taking a different angle, that's all. Okay. So that depends upon, that is based on the politics. Okay. And then Iran's reaction. How Iran's reacted after US pulled out of this deal. See, earlier, why world countries put economic sanction against Iran? The point is Iran defied an international deal. Okay, now who is defying the international deal? US itself is defying the international deal. It accepted with Iran for certain terms. The condition on Iran is just that it should not go for nuclear war, but it has every right to develop civil nuclear technology. Iran was following that, adhering to that idea only. But yet US pulled out of this deal because the new administration have a different idea. So Iran now have said that Iran is asserting to the, that means it said that it will go by the commitment. It won't go for nuclear weapon. But Iran is putting pressure on the other P5+1 countries. That is the European E3, China and Russia, for all the other parties to this deal. Because in the P5+1, US is defying the deal. So Iran is asking these countries to put pressure on US to again revoke the economic sanction which is put on Iran. And Iran is also giving a warning to these countries that if you, the other parties, Russia, China, and England, Germany, and France, if they were not able to negotiate a deal with Trump and revoke the economic sanction, that means if the negotiation fails, means Iran will go for uranium enrichment. Uranium enrichment means it is a process of going for nuclear. So what Iran is telling us, so US now defied the international deal, but I will go according, because the opposition party defied the deal. Actually, the Iran also have to defy the deal, but Iran said that I will commit to the deal. Okay, I will not go against the deal, but I want other members to open negotiation with US and put pressure on US to withdraw the economic sanction against it. It is a unilateral sanction. It is not a United Nations sanction. So that you have to know. It is a unilateral sanction. Okay. So E3 countries means European 3. The P5+1 we said no, the permanent 5 member plus Germany. So in the 3 European countries are there. So that is called E3. E3 plus 3. E3 means England, France, Germany. Plus 3 means Russia, China, US. So among the, that is, this is also called P5+1. In the P5+1, US now withdrew this deal unilaterally, without consulting even with its allies. Okay, so it is unilaterally, they have, US have put sanction against Iran. US is #1 country, that's why it is able to do that. So US have directly put sanction against Iran now. So now Iran got into trouble. Iran now said that I will go according to this deal, but the other parties to the deal have to negotiate with US, otherwise I will go for nuclear. And Iran finally have said that Iran is ready for all possible situations. I'm ready for anything. See, if you want hard games, means I am ready. If you want war, means I am ready. If you want sanction, then also I am ready. Like that, Iran is now telling it. Okay, because this time who defied the international agreement? US. But the point is, world countries were not in a position to put pressure on US. Because US is that much big country. They control the entire world economy. International currency is dollar. So US can do anything. So that's why. See, when Iran defied the international deal, world countries were able to pass it. But if a P5 country is doing it, means you can't pass a United Nations Security Council deal. What is it? A resolution, because US itself will veto it. No, how a P5 country will allow to pass a resolution against itself? So US will never allow. So the point is, in United Nations Security Council, You can't do anything against any P5 country. Even the other P5 country, 4 countries apart from US, even they come together, they can't do anything against us. So that is the position. So this is one failure of P5. Okay, United Nations Security Council. Okay, when other countries are doing any problem means they can take action. When these P5 countries are doing something bad means no action can be taken against the power centers. Okay, so Iran is now ready for any possible situation. Now we will see how the other reactors, that means UK, France, Germany, China, Russia reacts. So the European leaders, the E3 plus 3, they are now lobbying means they are negotiating with Trump, asking Trump to discontinue the economic sanction and go according to the 2015 accord, like that. And the Trump is not listening. He's not in a mood to listen. Okay, UK, France, Germany, these countries have expressed concern and regret over US decision. They are telling these three, the friends of US, they are telling that they are not happy with what US is doing. We have signed a deal, we are a party to the deal, and US have pulled out of this deal without consulting UK, France, and Germany. So ultimately, we people are disappointed. So this is the message given by the European countries, European leaders. Okay. See, you can ask all the questions at the end. Okay. So, and this EU countries are also urging Iran that you have to go according to the deal only, because US defied. You should not defy. You should not go for nuclear weapon. If Iran is going for nuclear weapon, then the consequence will be completely different. Okay. So they are asking Iran, you don't give a warning, don't blackmail us, just go according to the deal. We will put pressure on US. We will do something like that. You used to. And Russia and China now they are openly putting pressure in favor of Iran. Okay, because earlier they were not able to do because Iran defied the international deal. But now US is defying the international. So now Russia and China openly they are supporting Iran. So this is the reaction of the other parties. Okay. So next we have to find out what is the implication of this deal. Okay, what is the implication of US putting pressure? That means US continuing this economic sanction against Iran. See, what will happen is that means US relation with UK, France, and Germany will come down. They will that means the friends will not cooperate with the US here afterwards. So US, France, Germany's relation with UK, France, and Germany's relationship with US will become strained. So this is inference 1. Inference number 2, now China and Russia will openly go against US. Openly will not allow US in any possible way in anything. Okay, they will defy US. So this is second one. And the third one is a nuclear arms race will be there in West Asia. Suppose if US is putting the economic sanction against Iran, what is happening inside Iran when Iran went for a deal in 2015, what happened is the opposition party, the conservative party people. So two parties will be there. No? One party is a conservative party, another one is a liberal party. Liberal party is in power now. The conservative party, they are telling that they put pressure on the Iranian president that Iran should not sign 2015 JCPOA. 2015 itself they pressurized. So despite the pressure given by the opposition party, the liberal party who is in power, they signed this deal just for the sake of revoking the economic sanction against Iran. But now what happens? US defies this. Now the opposition parties are telling, in 2015 itself I said you did not listen to me. Now see what US have done. Now the opposition party, the conservative party, is putting pressure on the Iran government to go for nuclear. Don't listen to anyone, you go for nuclear weapon. Once the country becomes nuclear weapon, nobody can do anything against the particular country. Like see, even North Korea is a small country, but the US is not taking action against North Korea. Why? Because North Korea have nuclear weapon. Like that, if Iran has nuclear weapon, means everybody will be afraid of nuclear Iran. So that is the only way. So go for nuclear. Like that, the present government is under pressure. Okay, so opposition is there. They are doing some kind of riots. That also was there in Iran. Okay, so the present Iran government is under severe pressure. So if Iran is going for nuclear weapon, Saudi Arabia have a lot of money, no? So they will go for nuclear weapons. So definitely nuclear arms race will be there in this countries. Okay, so this may result to uncertainty regarding safety and security of the world. Okay, third world war will be there. Third world war will be the nuclear war. So, and the other biggest implication here is if these countries are fighting with each other, conventional war or nuclear war, whatever it is, the oil production will get affected. No oil production means the crude oil price will go. Okay, so ultimately India, with respect to India, you see, if crude oil price goes up means then we will get into trouble. See, not only, but now the issue is now the crude oil price is going down. See, many times people will argue why government is increasing the petrol and diesel price when crude oil, the raw material price is going down. See, if you are reducing the petrol diesel price means what will happen is people will increase their consumption. That is not good for India. So India have to spend a lot of money. Even for going to the next city, you will go for in a bike. Okay, and people will buy more premium bikes if petrol price is going down. Everybody will buy Audi car. Audi car and all will consume. It won't give you mileage. The premium cars, big premium cars, I'm telling. So your normal regular car means it will give you more mileage, 20 kilometers. Audi car and all 2-3 kilometers only it will run. So you will consume more petrol, diesel. So obviously then India will be forced to import more petrol and diesel. So our forex will deplete. So this is the reason. Okay. So if crude oil price goes up or down, it will create problem for India. So these are all some of the implications. And how this Iran's issue affected India, we have to discuss. Okay, so before that, we missed one big part. See, US only rescued Iran out of this trouble. Okay, and note that there is one more country in this region who is a friend of Iran and beneficiaries of Iran and have good relationship with Iran. But when Iran was under trouble, but that particular country did not help Iran in any way. They did not help in Iran in any way. But when in 2015, and when Iran came out of the trouble, that particular country rejoiced and celebrated that it is its victory. Okay, so which country is that? So this we should know. Okay, a friend of India, a friend of Iran is there in that region who did not help Iran in any way when Iran was under trouble. But when Iran came out of the trouble, that particular country rejoiced. That is India, not Iraq. Iraq is not in a position to help Iran. Iraq itself is under trouble. India is a close ally of Iran. India and Iran are close allies. Okay. But when Iran was under trouble, we already know India voted against Iran in United Nations Security, UN General Assembly. Okay. Telling that that means Iran was defying the entire world by going against the international. That's why India went against Iran. Okay. So the point is, India is a friend of Iran. India, when Iran is under trouble, India is under trouble. That is the understanding. When Iran is out of trouble, India said that it is India's victory. So why Iran is important to India, that we have to find out. Very, very, very important. Even you can note this. This is very, very important. If at all question asked, question will be from this one. Okay. So the question is 2015, Iran is out of trouble. India celebrated. Why India celebrated? That means why India needs Iran. First write reason number one. You write reason number one. Regarding Pakistan, that is regarding Pakistan. That means Western countries importance, that means Pakistan's importance to Western country have completely reduced, particularly to US. Why I will tell you. See, US is waging a war against global terrorism. That we know. Okay. Iran is an enemy country to US so far. Till 2015. Okay. See, Pakistan's importance to Western countries have came down. That means Pakistan no more an important country for US. Why? That we have to find out. Okay. Pakistan's importance to US have come down. So earlier, that's what I am explaining. Okay. Earlier, if US have to have a foothold in this region, means If US should have a foothold in this region, means Pakistan's importance to Western country, particularly US, have came down. Pakistan is no more an important country for Western country. So this is number one. This is a big thing for India. Why? Means because US wanted to have a foothold in this region. Iran by the time was an enemy country. Okay, so US is fighting a war in Af-Pak region, this region. So if US wanted to take action against this terrorist group, means US have to depend upon Pakistan. US have no other choice. Otherwise, they won't have a foothold in this region. But now what happened is after 2015, not now, in 2015, Iran and US became friendly. That means who is the arch enemy of this Af-Pak terrorist group, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, etc.? Iran. Iran and these groups doesn't like each other. Whereas Pakistan indirectly supporting this particular group. That US also know, but US have no choice. That's why it was arming and financing Pakistan to fight against terrorism. But what Pakistan was doing? Pakistan got all the arms and finance from US and they used it against India. So this was a biggest worry for India. But now Iran is a friendly country to US in 2015 and so from here you can access all these places. So wherever you want, and these terrorist groups also, they are enemies of Iran. So US here afterwards may depend upon Iran, not on Pakistan. So that was the situation. So that's why India rejoiced that the Pakistan's importance to US have drastically came down. So this is reason number one. Reason number one is Pakistan. This is Pakistan. And then reason number two. To connect Afghanistan, to show our goodwill towards Afghanistan, this JCPOA deal is a good. Why? Means because if Afghanistan government is a weak government and the terrorism, they are very strong in Afghanistan, means it is a problem for India. Why? Means because Pakistan will use this Afghanistan terrorist people in India. Okay, so that means India want a strong Afghanistan. At the same time, Pakistan want a weak Afghanistan. Then only they can use the terrorist people against India. So India wants strong Afghanistan, but Afghanistan is a weak government. See, like in Iraq, US also overthrown the Taliban regime in Afghanistan and installed a democratic government. That a democratic government is a weak government in terms of capacity. So in India's interest, India wanted to go and help Afghanistan. But how India will go to Afghanistan? To Pakistan. Pakistan will not give us transit route. Pakistan will not give us transit route. Okay. The second reason is to show our goodwill towards Afghanistan. So India wanted to help Afghanistan. If you wanted to help Afghanistan, means we have to go to Afghanistan. Through Iran, we can't go to Afghanistan because before 2015, you can't connect with Iran. So this is the United Nations resolution. The only way to go to Afghanistan is through Pakistan. Pakistan government will block it, India. So why? Means because Pakistan want Afghanistan to always be a weak country, weak government. Then only the terrorists will be powerful here in Afghanistan. Then only they can use it against India. So now Iran's route is, now Iran is out of trouble now in 2015. So now from India, directly India can go to Iran and directly go to Afghanistan. So to connect Afghanistan, Iran is a good choice for India. Okay. So this is the second reason. If Iran comes out of trouble, it favors India. This is two. And then three. So India also have an objective to connect Caspian Sea. That is Central Asia. So we call that as Connect Central Asia Initiative. Connect CONNEC. Connect Central Asia Initiative. Okay. So India wanted to go to Caspian Sea, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, etc. So if you want to go to these countries, means you have to go to Afghanistan first. Again, to access Afghanistan, who was the trouble? Pakistan. So now Iran route is available. So through Iran, through Afghanistan, we can connect Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, etc. So for Connect Central Asia Initiative, you can claim borders with Afghanistan, but who is ready? See, yesterday there was a problem. One of the students, he complained me to the to the boss that the map, Indian map is like that. Why the SAR is teaching like that? See, we are discussing this area. Okay. See, in the map, we claim up to this. Like this Indian map is there. The entire territory belongs to India. This is what we claim. But not even for a single minute, this area was under Indian control. It was, India called that as a POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. In Pakistan Occupied Kashmir only, Afghanistan is having borders. In Indian administered Kashmir, we don't have borders. That you have to know. See, whenever we see our discussion is this area. Why you are looking here? When I am discussing Kashmir issue, India-Pakistan issue, by the time I am showing map like this means, then that is my mistake. Okay. See, this is also symbolic. That means what is it? Symbolically, this map shows that when you are discussing, if you are taking any West Asia map, Indian Kashmir is like this only. So this clearly shows that all these countries are supporting Pakistan. This is the understanding. Okay. See, in that particular context, you just check. Okay. So all maps are, you take any world map, all world maps are like this only, except the Indian government map. Okay. So India shares border with Afghanistan. Will that be correct or not? According to India, it is correct. That's all. See, because Indian map in India, it will be like this only. In India, it will be like this, but not anywhere in the world. That is the point. Okay, in Oxford map is showing POK. POK map is showing, can an Indian go there to POK? An Indian soldier can go to POK. Now we are not even able to safeguard the, you see, this LAC. LAC itself is a problem now for us. Okay, Pakistani people are entering, terrorist people are crossing the LAC. LAC is a boundary which demarcates the territory between Indian administered Kashmir and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Not this. Okay. So we will see if in India, see, they won't ask questions like this. So why you people are worrying for this? Okay. If they ask a question, means you go according to Indian stand, because you are going to be an Indian civil servant. You have, if you are not supporting Indian standment, then who will support? Line of control, not LAC, LOC, line of control. Yes, LOC. Line of control is this territory, this side, with the Aksai Chin and the Indian administered Kashmir. LOC is Indian administered Kashmir with Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This is Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Pakistan occupied Kashmir only is having border with Afghanistan, not our original map. Okay. See, only we have nearly lost more than 1/3, nearly 50% of the Kashmir. Some to Pakistan, some to China. And now they are not accepting this particular border. Indian administered Kashmir and China occupied Kashmir. Indian administered Kashmir and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This itself, India is now feeling very tough to defend. Okay, this is the question. Okay. See, don't take everything objectively. Okay. And then, correct. If you are too much ideal man, then how we can move forward? Okay. So this is not a mistake. Purposely only I have did that. Okay. So to show that regarding Kashmir, all these West Asian countries are supporting Kashmir only. Okay. You take any map, any world map, Google itself. Everything will show that with only Indian government says that we have more territory. That means this part of territory. Like this, India is having. But this territory was never an Indian territory, particularly the POK region. At least the Aksai Chin up to 1962, it was with India. Okay. So anyway, so if India wanted to go to Afghanistan, Pakistan will not allow it. So if India wanted to go to Central Asia, through Afghanistan only we have to go it. Then Pakistan again will not allow it. So now through Iran, so this is the route now. Through Iran we are going. Then directly we can go from here. But why we choose Afghan route to Central Asia means because then only our presence will be there in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a weak government. Okay, so if you are, so we have to help them. So if we are bypassing Afghanistan directly through Iran, we are going to Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, entire including Russia, we are going like that means, then what will happen? We will not touch Afghanistan. then Afghanistan government, how they will believe in India. Every time we can't give money from our pocket. So let us use the resources of Afghanistan, use the route and give them transit fee. So Afghanistan government also will be happy, we will also will be happy, and the Indian presence will be there in Afghanistan. So this is the third reason, Connect Central Asia Initiative. And then the fourth reason is directly we can buy oil and gas from Iran. So if already we know before 2005 and all, 1/3 of our total oil requirements were satisfied by Iran only. But because of the US pressure, now from 1/3, that means from 33%, we have reduced it to 11%. Only now 11% of oil only we are buying it from Iran. So now when if Iran comes out of trouble, directly we can buy oil and gas from Iran. Our energy problems will be solved. Okay, and the next reason, fifth reason. So India is developing a port called Chabahar port here. This port is very, very, very important to India. Why? Means because 100 miles away from the Chabahar port in Pakistan, they are developing a port called Gwadar port. Gwadar. Gwadar port. I'm drawing in mouse, okay, that's why handwriting is not coming, okay. Gwadar. So this is developed by China. Pakistan, so now China is connecting like this, okay. We will discuss while we discuss China. So China is developing. So in Pakistan has given a port to China, this Gwadar port. Because of the Chinese presence is increasing in Arabian Sea. So only we are developing Chabahar port in Iran, so that we are now balancing Chinese presence in Arabian Sea. So this is another understanding, because this is our oil trade. Through this only oil is coming. If Chinese ships is going like this, means then it may create a problem for India. Okay, so to counter the Gwadar port, which was developed by China in Pakistan, we are developing Chabahar. And not only that, we can connect all the Central Asian countries through this Chabahar port. And not only that, we are also going to connect Russia also through this Chabahar port. There is one project is going on. We are going for that. Okay. So these are all the reasons. And not only that, and I will tell you one more reason is also that earlier India was going for a pipeline called IPI pipeline. Iran, Pakistan, India pipeline. So through this, we are going to import oil and gas from Iran to India. So these three countries were trying to do that. But in 2005, US pressurized, we are friends of US by the time. Okay. So US pressurized India, and India cancelled this deal. India pulled out of this IPI pipeline. In Iran, Pakistan, India, IPI pipeline. Instead, with the US recommendation, we were going for TAPI pipeline, TAPI. T means Turkmenistan, A means Afghanistan, P means Pakistan, India. TAPI pipeline, TAPI, TAPI pipeline. Again, for this TAPI pipeline, that means we can't use Iran's route, or we can't buy oil from Iran. That was the question. That's why US said India to you cancel this IPI pipeline. You opt for TAPI pipeline. India opted for TAPI pipeline. But the problem is the TAPI pipeline have to come through again Pakistan. Pakistan is giving route, yes, because US is pressurizing. No, so Pakistan was giving route, but Pakistan was demanding high transit fee. See, we are using Pakistan land, no, oil and gas pipeline in Pakistan land. We are using it through cutting across Pakistan only. The oil pipeline have to come to India, so we have to give rent to Pakistan. See, even the 2 years before, there was a problem in Tamil Nadu when people were trying, some oil company were trying to put some oil pipeline. Tamil Nadu people objected it. So like that, Pakistan people also will object it. So that means we have to compensate them. So, but Pakistan was asking high fees, very high fees. India doesn't want to give that high fees. Why? Means because if you give a lot of money to Pakistan, means what Pakistan will do with Indian money? Pakistan will give it to terrorist people to attack India. See, for attacking India, why we should give money? You can understand. So that's why India was not ready to give high transit fee. Pakistan was demanding. Why means Pakistan was demanding high transit fee means India have no other choice to access Central Asia except via Pakistan and Afghanistan. Because by the time the Iran's route is closed, it was under UN sanction. So that's why India doesn't have any choice, because since we don't have any choice, whatever Pakistan say, we have to accept. That's why this Tapi deal was dragging for a very long time. But later what happened is, after 2015, when what happened? So when India, that means when India is allowed to access in Iran in 2015, when Iran is out of trouble. So now India have an alternate route to connect Turkmenistan. Okay, through Iran or through Iran, Afghanistan, whatever route. That means we can bypass Pakistan. Now what Pakistan have done is, Pakistan has now come in. Pakistan completely have reduced the transit fee. It is asking only less fees. Earlier we did not have choice. That's why Pakistan demanded a high fee. Now we have choice. If Pakistan is demanding high fees, means we will bypass Pakistan and go to Central Asia through other route, through Iran, Afghanistan route, or directly through Iran. So now Pakistan is coming in. Okay. So because of these reasons, when Iran is out of trouble, India rejoiced. Okay. That means we need Iran. Iran is helpful to India in all these ways. One, Pakistan's importance have come down. 2, we can access Afghanistan. 3, we can access Central Asia. 4, Chabahar port. 5, from directly from Iran we can import oil and gas. And 6, for Tapi pipeline also, this Iran's route is helping India. Since we have an alternate route, Tapi, the fee paid to Pakistan for accessing that means for allowing the Tapi pipeline has come down. So because of this reason, now India is happy. Okay. So now again, what Trump have done today? Today means last year. Again, he reimposed the sanction against Iran. Again, now question may be asked, Iran is now under trouble from US. What are the implications to India? Same point, same 6 points only. You have to write it in a negative way, that's all. So Trump putting sanction on Iran is affecting India. That's what I'm telling. When world country revoked the economic sanction, we celebrated, and I have given 6 reasons. We again, Iran goes into trouble, means same 6 reasons, we will go in a negative way. So Pakistan's importance again will increase. We can't access Afghanistan because we can't access through Iran. We can't access through Pakistan. We can't access Central Asia. From Iran, we can't import oil and gas. So Tapi pipeline also, again Pakistan will demand high. Same points only. You have to write it in a negative way. That's all. If Iran out of trouble, 6 benefits. If Iran is under trouble, the 6 benefits become a problem for India. Very simple. You can understand. So in these circumstances only, US now have reimposed a sanction on Iran. So now these are all the implications for India. Implication I have discussed. Okay, same 6 points. So this is what I am explaining. If Trump is putting sanction against Iran, means this is affect India. How it affects India? How it affects India means what are the benefits India was getting when Iran was out of trouble? These things will not be a benefit. This will be a drawback for India. The 6th point is Tapi pipeline. So Pakistan was demanding high transit fee, no? See, all the 6 points which we called the benefit when Iran came out of trouble will become a negative for India. Very simple. Iran's project will become costly for India. Why Iran's project will be a costly for India? No. We have direct connection. No, if India wanted to connect Iran means we are not in the mercy of anyone. Directly India can send our ship to Iran, and we are developing Chabahar port. From there we can import oil. What is the problem in that? Okay. So the same benefits which when Iran came out of trouble, what all the benefits India was asking, now it will become a issue. Okay. So, but all the West Asian countries, they are supporting Pakistan only, including Iran. That Kashmir issue is a separate issue. Don't bring this here. Okay, regarding Kashmir, everybody are supporting Pakistan only. Just because that they belong to the same religion. That's the only thing. Okay. First point means Pakistan. Instead of telling first, yes, Pakistan. See, now Iran is under, US will not connect with Iran. Again, to have a foothold here, what they have to do? They have to use Pakistan only. So Pakistan's importance will increase for US. Earlier, US thought that let us use Iran and control this terrorist group. Now Iran and US again they became enemies, no? Because of US itself, US thinks that Iran need not be helpful. Let us use Pakistan itself instead of going to Iran. So this is what US is thinking. Okay. So the thing which became benefit to India because of Iran now became a thing. Okay. So we can ask all the question at the end. Okay. Iran is alone, so it needs partners. No, all the countries around Iran, they're all Sunni Muslim countries. Okay. So India and Iran are historically we are friends. Very simple. Historically we are friends. Okay. So you just note down all your questions, doubts in a paper. Okay. At the end of the class we can discuss. Okay. We are discussing West Asia for this is the 5th class, I think. Okay. Like this, if you governments, I myself will take nearly 10 to 20% of your total class. What about other subjects? Okay. So this is the thing. So now what US is doing is, US is putting pressure on Iran now. But US thinks that is not enough. So what US is doing is, US is asking the allies of US also to put similar sanction against Iran. Historic means for very long term friends, very simple. Historic ally means historic relation means since very thousands of years we are having this friendship. Okay. So now US is asking India also to put pressure on Iran. How come US can pressurize India? India is getting a lot of benefits from US in many ways, IT, technology, and also defense, etc. Okay. If we are not putting the similar sanction like US is putting on Iran, US will put sanctions on India. So actually, like this, the US should not threaten, but US is a very important country for India. So now India have to take a choice. This or this. One side we have US, other side we have Iran. Only one country only we have to take. So particularly US was asking us to reduce all our oil imports. We have to reduce our oil imports from Iran. Like that, already, actually, we were importing 33%. And because of the sanction before 2015, we reduced it to 11%. Now US wanted to reduce it to 0%. Don't buy anything from Iran. Like that, they are asking India. So India will get into trouble. When India said that you are not allowing me to access energy resources, then where I will go for energy? Like that, when India asked that particular question, US said that you go for TAPI. That is number one. If you are not, and if it is not an amendment, I will provide you civil nuclear technology. That's why in 2005, after 2005, US signed civil nuclear cooperation agreement with India in 2008. So that we will discuss in a separate class. Okay. So US is also pressurizing India to cut down the relationship between the two countries. This relation have to be cut down. But India have got the acceptance from US to use the Chabahar port. Because US also want India to help Afghanistan. So from Afghanistan, US wanted to withdraw. Somebody have to take some responsibility here for Afghanistan government. So they want India to do it. In 2005, 2008, between that we signed a civil nuclear cooperation agreement. US will help India in nuclear technology. Like that we signed an agreement. Okay. So if when India said that if you are not allowing me to buy oil and gas from Iran, then where I will go for electricity? US said that I will help you in nuclear technology. Like that they said. Okay. So this needs a very big discussion that we'll discuss in some other class. Okay. So now India is not allowed to access Iran. Okay, but India is allowed to use a Chabahar port. Why means because through Chabahar port only India can connect Afghanistan. If India is not helping Afghanistan, means then US cannot quit Afghanistan. If US comes out of Afghanistan, means like it happened in Iraq, what will happen? Some terrorist people will become popular. Like that, what they have done is in Afghanistan, Pakistan region, now a new group called Islamic State sorry, Islamic Emirate is there. So this is Islamic State. Here one more group is emerging. That group is called Islamic Emirate. They are now emerging. Okay, so Afghanistan government should be equipped well to fight against this terrorist group. So they want India. So so that means India wanted to access Afghanistan. So US is allowing. So US is not allowing in India to buy oil from Iran, but US is allowing India to access Chabahar port to Afghanistan and Central Asia. They are allowing. So so this is the problem for India. When Iran and US are fighting with each other, we got in mid of the particular problem. Okay, we are getting into trouble. So this is the understanding. Okay, Supriyo, you can ask. You are asking too much questions. You can keep all the questions for the end. Okay, so other students are waiting. So so it is blocking. That means blocking the normal running of the class. You can ask all the questions at the end of the class. Okay, so no more questions. Only when there is a audio video problem, you just give a message in the chat. Otherwise, no. Okay, so this is the implication for India. So that means when Iran again now have gone into trouble, no. So now India got affected because of the 6th reason. Okay. So this is regarding India here. So now what happened is one time, one Iraqi military commander, the second top leader in Iran, when he went to Iraq for one particular meet, on the invitation of Iraqi Prime Minister, he went there. US attacked him and killed that Soleimani, that military commander. So who is supporting Iraqi government? US was supporting Iraqi government and Iran was supporting Iraqi government. But now what Iraqi government have done is, Iraqi government said US to quit Iraq. Without my permission, you can't do anything in Iraq like that. That means now Iraq is going against US. That means when Iraq was in a position to take a choice between Iran and US, Iran said that we don't want US, we want only Iran. Because religiously, community-wise, they are close, no? So Iraq now is trying to cut off its relationship with the US. Why? Means because US without, see, that Soleimani, he was a top commander and the second big leader in Iran. He came to Iraq on the invitation of the Prime Minister of Iraq. So that means he is a guest of Iraqi government. By the time US put bombs on these guys and killed Soleimani along with some other commanders. So this infuriated Iraq, and Iraq now have cut off relationship with US. This is the present situation. Okay, so this is all about Iran. Okay, so other things, if you read newspaper means, I think you can understand. Okay, so this is the question regarding Iran. So next topic we will move to in West Asia, we'll move to Arab Spring. Okay, so we'll take a 2 minutes break and then we'll continue. Okay, just 2 minutes. After that, we'll continue. Okay. So far we have discussed about Iraq, Iran, Syria, and the problem between Saudi Arabia and Iran. So these things we have discussed, and the implications on India. Okay, so thing is, if West Asia, what we want from West Asia is, we don't want West Asia, West Asian countries fighting with each other, because that area have to be stable. Then only it is good for India. I mean, because already we have discussed now, we have 4 interests there in West Asia. One is oil. The oil supply should not be interrupted. Number 1. We can buy oil from other countries, so from Russia also we can buy. But the problem is, this is the neighborhood. Okay, from neighborhood if you buy means, it will be easy. Why US support why US is supporting Pakistan? Because, see, the first class I said, see, like NATO, US signed a lot of treaty with various countries. One such agreement is this CENTO Treaty, Central Treaty Organization. Actually, US want India to be a part of CENTO Treaty because India is a democratic country. But India rejected the treaty in 1950s. Nehru instead, he went and became one of the founding member of non-alignment movement. But Pakistan signed that particular. That's why US and Pakistan are security partners. US and Pakistan are security partners. That is the reason. I'm actually, see, class is going slow. Maybe I may be speaking a little fast. Okay, okay. So US and Pakistan are all security partners in CENTO. Okay, when India is not a security partner in CENTO, that's why US and Pakistan were allies. But after 1998, what happened is India and US came together. I mean, because of various reasons. One is the big market India is now. That is the main reason. Okay. So now we will move to Arab Spring. See, what is Arab Spring? Voice is breaking. Is my voice okay for other people? My internet connection is also very good. Okay, okay, thank you. So we'll move. Okay. See, I have. See, my connection is 150 GB Mbps. Okay, 150 Mbps connection. Okay, good connection. Okay, we'll continue. See, what is Arab Spring? See, I'm using a earphone. Okay, we'll move. See, what happened is in December 2010. That means almost we can say that this is 2011. See, 2011 is a year in which US left Iraq and came back to US. US left Iraq and came back to US. Okay. So what happened is when US left Iraq, in Iraq ISIS became a terrorist organization and created problem for Iraq. Okay, so this is one important timeline in West Asian politics. Okay, and the other is, you see, when US left Iraq, US changed the long-serving dictator Saddam Hussein in Iraq into a democratic government, and then they came back. So the US now is not in Arab Revolution, Arab Spring, Arab Upspring, all are same only. Okay, so Arab, that means in all the Arab countries there was some kind of revolt was there. That's why it is called Arab Spring. That's what I'm explaining. So in 2011, when US left Iraq, US changed the dictatorial authoritarian regime there in Iraq and came back to US. Okay, so that means now the people are enjoying democracy. In democracy, people is the supreme one. So this everybody know, because the government is elected by the people, by the people, of the people, for the people. That is called democracy. So what happened is, so in Iraq now, people who are deprived of the rights are enjoying it. But the point is, the other group is now deprived of the right. That is different, that we have discussed. But the point is, other countries also began to feel that most of the Arab countries, what is one common thing is, most of the Arab countries are under dictatorial rule or authoritarian rule. Okay, or semi-democracy, not a full democracy. No country is democracy. Democracy is there in Arab countries, among the Arab nations. West Asia, North Africa, both countries and both the regions and. So the people belonging to these countries, they thought that let us overthrow our ruler and establish democracy in our country, and let us enjoy more rights. So that means the people demanding democratic rights, all the Arab country nations, they revolted against their government. From 2011 to now also in some countries war is going on. People demanded democratic rights. What is democratic right? Political freedom, right to stand in election, because most of the countries are under autocratic rule. Anyone can become no. That means if one means no, that means only the friends of the ruler or the relatives of the ruler only will hold all the posts in these countries. Saudi Arabia, UAE, whatever country it is under. Okay, so people doesn't have right to become the leader of their country. Social freedom, press freedom, improved human rights condition, economic benefits. So these are all the democratic rights. These rights are called democratic rights. Only in a democratic country you can get this right. You can get these kind of facilities, but not as a right in other forms of government. That's what I'm telling. For example, in India, somebody is telling you can't stand in MLA MP election, even though you have eligibility, you can't stand. Only this community can become the leader. Only this caste people can become the leader. Only if you are a rich person, you can become the leader. Like that in India, suppose they are changing something, means we have a right to protest. Okay, only in democracy you can fight against the country and then you can get all these things. But in Arab countries and all, if they are giving means you have to take it. If they are not giving means you have to keep quiet. That's all. You can't question the government because the government is authoritarian. Authoritarian means the ruler is supreme. So, so like that only it was there in Iraq also. But in Iraq, there was a change in government. People now enjoy these facilities, these things. So that's why what happened is this Arab Spring started. Actually, the spark was there in Tunisia. So Tunisia is a North African country. It is bordering with the Mediterranean Sea. In Tunisia, there was an economic, that is simply maladministration. Economic mismanagement, governance was not good, price rise was there, and then unemployment was there, poverty was there. So these were the problems. So ultimately what happened is one Tunisian guy, a man, young guy, he's a well-educated guy, but he did not get any job. So ultimately what he did is he was selling vegetables in a push cart in the bazaar. The policeman came there and then smashed that particular push cart, telling that it is illegal to sell vegetables in the street because it is a moving cart. No, he's pushing that particular cart and he was going. They smashed his vegetable cart. This guy got very angry. He's having a family. He did not have a job to survive from that problem, unemployment and poverty problem. Now he's selling vegetables. This guy got very angry and he said that, you are not giving me a job and I am selling vegetables. You are not also allowing me to sell vegetables also. So he self-immolated himself, poured petrol over himself and then he burned in the public place. Okay, so this is the extreme. That means extreme of this poverty case, unemployment case means people will do like this one. Okay, so this became a big sensation in Tunisia, and all the people revolted against the government and overthrown that particular. So that means this started in Tunisia. The long-serving dictator in Tunisia was over. Okay, so in Tunisia, when the problem started, it started with the neighboring countries also. Algeria, Libya, Jordan, Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Bahrain, Yemen, and also some Gulf countries also. That means almost all the Arab nation, Arab League, I have shown one diagram, no? The Arab countries, North Africa and West Asia, WANA countries. All the countries, almost all the countries got affected, including Saudi UAE. Maybe the extent, how much they were under pressure, that may be different. But many countries, what happened is problem. Okay, see, so this is all the countries. This is West Asia, North America, WANA, Arab nation. All the Arab countries got affected. In some countries like Libya, Syria, Yemen, and also problem is today also problem is going on. The civil war is going on now also. In Libya, you have to note that the Gaddafi was overthrown and another government is there. In Syria, Bashar al-Assad is now struggling to survive. And in another Yemen also today also civil war is going. So all the countries got affected. That's why it is called Arab Spring, because it affected all the Arab nations. This is the understanding. All the Arab countries got into trouble. Okay, revolution was there, overthrow of the government was there. So a lot of issues were going on in this state. Okay, so this is Arab Spring. And what happened in the Arab Spring? So the long-serving dictators in these 4 countries were overthrown. Tunisia, Ben Ali of Tunisia was overthrown. So he is no more the leader. And then Hosni Mubarak of Egypt was overthrown. Gaddafi of Libya was overthrown. And in Yemen, Ali Abdullah Saleh, another leader, which we will discuss. Okay. So this Ali Abdullah Saleh is also overthrown. So the protesters, they overthrown the government, and but the problem is, people thought that because we have overthrown the dictator, we will get democracy. But that did not happen in many of the countries. The old dictator was overthrown by a new dictator. That's like that the situation. That means the expected democracy did not happen in the democratic development did not happen in entire Arab nations. Now Bashar al-Assad, who is also a dictator, is struggling to survive in Syria with the help of Russia. So Bashar al-Assad is surviving. So many countries, what they did is they used a method, crackdown method. When people revolted, they used the police and military on their own people. Or in some other countries, what they did is they used economic and political reforms. For example, bonus to the people, all workers, or increment. So like that, they gave some economic reform. Political reforms meant some people were allowed to participate in the government. So some government jobs, government posts were open to the public. See, for example, you see, take the case of Bahrain. See, where is Bahrain? This is Bahrain. Bahrain is here. So this Bahrain, you have to note that already we know Bahrain is a Shia-dominated country in terms of population. But who is the ruler of Bahrain? A Sunni ruler is there. So taking this Arab revolt as a because he is a dictator. So what he did, what the people of Bahrain, the Shia people did is they revolted against their ruler. But Saudi immediately sent police forces to Bahrain and suppressed that particular revolt. Okay, so this is one fine example of how a government used crackdown to solve the, and that means to suppress the revolt. Okay, in some other country, like even take Saudi Arabia itself. In Saudi Arabia, actually there was no big revolt, but the situation was very right to go for a revolt. Saudi Arabia is a rich country, but not the Saudi Arabian people. Saudi Arabian, one particular, the Wahhabi family is very powerful. They are very, very rich. People of Saudi Arabia, they are not that much rich. So this was the position there in Saudi Arabia. So that's why what happened is when people started to murmur, see why the government is not good like other country, we should do something like that. Slowly when the issue started, immediately Saudi Arabia gave a lot of reforms, economic reforms, political reforms. Economic reforms means bonus for everyone, tax holidays, like that. They gave a lot of financial benefits to the people. So immediately people temporarily what they have done, they did not make this into a big problem. They got satisfied with the temporary relief. Women were allowed to vote in local elections and all. Women are allowed to vote only after this Arab Spring only. See, leave voting rights to women. Women are allowed to drive car only after this only. Saudi Arabia now only allowed. And recently I have read one news that the Saudi Arabian prince. See, earlier, if you wanted to enter a hotel in Saudi Arabia, means there are two entrances are there. One entrance for men, another entrance for women. Even women cannot enter into the hotel for eating food in the common pathway. Now they said that no such a distinction is there. Anyone can enter in any way. Like that, see, like that, lot of restrictions were there. So some political reforms were given, and like that, economic reforms were also given by Saudi Arabia, and then UAE, etc. So these countries gave some benefits, and temporarily the problem came. Okay, so some countries used the crackdown, and other countries used the political reforms. Okay. Now it is okay. Now there is no issues there. Okay, so within so now women are allowed to drive cars. Women are allowed to vote in the election. Women also can enter in common path, common entrance into the hotel. So like that it is there. Okay. So these are all some of the countries. See, now only 2-3 countries are important that we will discuss. Okay, regarding Arab Spring. So one is Yemen. What is happening in Yemen, we have to find out. See, Yemen, there is a civil war going on in Yemen since 2011. Why civil war is going on? Very simple. The ruler of Yemen by the time before 2011 was Ali Abdullah Saleh. Ali Abdullah Saleh. So he was the ruler of Yemen. So this guy is a elected leader only. But he was ruling Yemen for 30-40 years. Periodically elections will be conducted in Yemen. But what will happen is, whomever the people may vote, only Ali Abdullah Saleh only will win. That means if you press the button for the opposition party, the light will blink, the vote will go to Ali Abdullah Saleh. That means he simply manipulated the election and the election commission, the election process, and he maintained his leadership. So that means he was acting like a Sultan of Yemen, a permanent leader for Yemen. And not only that, he was grooming his son to become the next president of Yemen, this Ali Abdullah. So one day what he did is, he changed the Yemen's constitution such that, he was trying to do that. He tried to change the Yemen constitution such that he will be the permanent president of Yemen. So when he was trying to do that, there was a big problem, revolt started in Yemen. And finally, Ali Abdullah Saleh stepped down from power. He had to resign his job. So the president of Yemen, who was the president, that means Ali Abdullah Saleh, was the president for more than 33 decades. Now he stepped down from power because of the internal pressure and the external pressure. External pressure means international pressure was also there. In the place of Ali Abdullah Saleh, now Abdul Rabu Mansur Hadi. This guy is the president of Yemen today. Today he is the legitimate president, Rabu Mansur Hadi. So now what happened is, the long-serving dictator Ali Abdullah Saleh doesn't enjoy power. So even if you go and give crores and crores of rupees, he won't be satisfied with the money and all. Because he is like a cat who tasted the milk. Can you understand? Okay. So once you come to understand what is power, how to enjoy power, after that without power, the particular person cannot be there. So that's why this Ali Abdullah Saleh wanted to overthrow this guy, and again he wanted to become the president of Yemen. That's why civil war is going on in Yemen. Can you understand? Okay. So now a lot of groups of people are fighting with each other for the control of Yemen, in Yemen. So and note that in other ways, if you look on this civil war in Yemen, means this is also an extension of the Iran-Saudi rivalry. Iran-Saudi rivalry. Okay, Iran-Saudi doesn't like each other, no? So their Cold War is now being fought in Yemen. In Yemen, Iran and Saudi are supporting the opposition parties. How I will tell you. See, in Iran, three group of people are there today. Houthi, Islah, and Al-Qaeda. Houthi people are Shia people. Houthi people are Shia people. Islah are Sunni Muslims. Al-Qaeda, we know it is a terrorist organization. So what happens is, this Mansur Hadi belongs to Islam. So what Ali Abdullah Saleh, he is not interested in the sectorial fighting. This is two group of people fighting with each other in Yemen. But Ali Abdullah Saleh doesn't like this fight. But because he is not in power, he wanted to overthrow Mansur Hadi. And since Mansur Hadi belongs to Sunni Muslim group, Ali Abdullah Saleh had some kind of agreement with Houthi rebels. And Abdullah Saleh plus Houthi, they were fighting against Islah group. They wanted to overthrow this Hadi, Mansur Hadi. Mansur Hadi is a Sunni Muslim. So since he is a Sunni Muslim, who will support Mansur Hadi? Saudi. So who will support Houthi rebels? Iran. So Saudi-Iran rivalry is going on in Yemen. Houthi versus Islam. And the third group who wanted to control this region is a terrorist organization. When these people were fighting with each other, Indian people who are working there in Yemen, they got into trouble. So using this Operation Rahat, Indian citizens were, that means rescued from this region and brought back to India. Okay, so this is the problem going on in Yemen. So in Yemen, as a part of Arab Spring, political crisis started in Yemen. Ali Abdullah Saleh stepped down from power, and Hadi became the president. Hadi is a Islam. Ali Abdullah Saleh, which group he is there, that is not an issue, because when he was the president, these three groups were fighting with each other only. But this guy used his power and controlled all these three groups. But now a person from Islam have become a leader. Ali Abdullah Saleh wanted to overthrow Hadi. So he is supporting Houthi, and Houthi and Islam are fighting with each other. Islam is getting the support from Saudi Arabia, and Houthi is getting the support from Iran. Because Houthi rebels are Shia people. Islam group is a Sunni Muslim group. So this war is going on. And now what happens is, in support of Saudi Arabia, UK and US also, what they are doing, they are coming and striking this Houthi rebels. I will show you this map, you will understand. See, note that this is Yemen. So this is Red Sea. So this is an important trade route. Okay. So Yemen is the one of the among the Arab nation, Yemen is the poorest Arab nation. Just north to the Yemen, you have Saudi Arabia. Houthi people, Saudi people. Okay. But Houthi people are Shia, Saudi people are Sunni Muslims. So this area is under the control of Islam. This is under the control of Houthi rebels. The capital city Sana'a went under the control of Houthi. The port city Aden went under the control of Saudi. So this area is very, very important area. So the Mansur Hadi, the president of Yemen, he fled to this region, and from there he again fled to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, along with US and UK, they are bombarding this territory. This is how they hold. Houthi is supported by whom? Saudi Arabia. Okay. See why every world country are showing interest in Yemen means. Why means because this is the trade route. Whoever controls this territory can block this particular route. Okay, can block this particular route. Okay. Aden is a port city, a port. So important port is there. Whoever control this territory can control this particular territory. Okay. I will repeat, don't worry, I will repeat. See, so this complete area is called Yemen. This is Yemen. Yemen is the poorest Arab, but yet very, very important to world countries because of the trade route. So here if you go means Suez Canal is there you can go to Mediterranean Sea. Here you can connect the entire Asia. So this is through this only Europe and Asia are being connected. Otherwise you have to circle across the entire African country and then go to European countries. Okay, so this is an important crucial route. So whichever country, whichever group controls this territory can block this particular route. That means no ship can enter or go out of this particular strait without the support, without the permission of the group who is controlling this. That's why that makes Yemen very crucial for the entire world. So how they wanted to control this territory? Islam wanted to control this territory. See, this is another group, terrorist group, AQAP, Al-Qaeda of Arab Peninsula. Why? See, now I think you understand why Al-Qaeda wanted to control this territory. If Al-Qaeda control this territory means what will happen? See, already because of the Somalia, some pirates are there, sea pirates are there in this region. They are not allowing any fish. They are coming and involving in piracy activities. If this area also goes under the control of this Al-Qaeda means, then world countries cannot use this particular route. Then we have to go across. If India have to send some supplies to England means, then we have to go across, circling across the entire African countries, and then only through Atlantic Sea we have to go there. Otherwise, easily, if this route, because of this only through this, so here Suez Canal is there, somewhere here. After Suez Canal, you can enter into Mediterranean Sea. From Mediterranean Sea, you can enter into European countries. So this is the understanding. So that's why Yemen is a very important country. All the countries, that why US is supporting Saudi Arabia to in favor of this Islam group. Why means because to control this territory. And why Houthi rebels are controlling this territory? Because Iran is helping this Houthi rebels. Because Iran wanted to control this territory. If this area goes under the control of Houthis, that means Iran is powerful. Iran is powerful. Why Iran is powerful? See, why Iran want to control this region, I will tell you. See, if you see, so this is Red Sea. Okay. So this side you have Persian Gulf like this. So this, for example, it is like this. So this is Yemen, this is Oman, this is Iran. That means right to this particular map. Okay, so this is Oman. So this is Yemen. This is Saudi. Okay, so this map I am telling. So after Oman, you have a straight this Gulf. This Gulf is called Persian Gulf. So next to that you have Iran. If you see the map, means you will understand this. So what US was trying is during 2005, 2010, during that period, US wanted to put a naval blockade over Iran in Persian Gulf, so that Iran cannot send or buy anything, because Iran is directly can access Arabians, you know. So to stop that, US and allies, Saudi Arabia, etc., they wanted to put a naval blockade over Iran so that Iran cannot come out. So Iran thought that if these countries are putting a naval blockade here, means using Houthi, Iran will put a naval blockade here, so that Iran will not allow anyone to use this Suez Canal. So that is because Houthi rebels took control over this part of Yemen. That's why this naval blockade against Iran did not materialize. So US was not in a position to put a naval blockade against Iran. Okay. So to have a leverage only, US was doing it. In Yemen, you have to note that Houthi rebels are also there. Sunni Muslims are also there. This is Shia. This is Sunni. You have to note that this side, these people are minority only, but they are very strong people. They are getting the full support from Iran, and they are controlling this particular. So that's why Yemen is a very important country. Now fight is going on between Houthis and Islam. Islam getting the support from Saudi, US, UK. Houthi is getting the support from Iran. Okay, and Houthi have captured almost all the important part of the Yemen territory. And not only that, see that I have already explained. See, for that only I have shown in the map in the first class. Okay, except in Iran, Iraq, Azerbaijan, Lebanon, and Bahrain, in all other countries, Shiites are minorities. Okay, so I started the discussion with that only. Okay, and now what happened is this Ali Abdullah Saleh, who was supporting the Houthi, those two people had some kind of problem. Houthis killed Ali Abdullah Saleh because of the infighting. So Ali Abdullah Saleh is no more now. Now it is a direct fight between Houthis versus Islam. Houthi supported by Iran. Islam is supported by Saudi. So today also in Yemen war is going on. Al-Qaeda of Arab Peninsula, a different wing of Al-Qaeda, who wanted to eliminate these two groups and wanted to control this particular territory. This is the other group. See, actually in Yemen, lot of other groups are also fighting against each other. Small groups, that is beyond our capacity. But note that although GCC countries are together, the GCC, I will repeat, okay, the GCC countries are together. Saudi is supporting Islam group. Iran is supporting Houthi group. Some other minor groups are there. They are getting the support from Qatar. And some other groups are getting the support from UAE. Small groups, okay. So leave this. So everybody are fighting against everyone in Yemen. So that you have to know. Sir, now that region is with Iran. So no, that is a different country. See, that region is not with Iran. That is not the understanding. Understanding is a pro-Iran group is controlling. A pro-Iranian Yemenis are controlling this particular territory. They are Houthi rebels. So see, Ali Abdullah Saleh only instigated this problem. No, that guy is no more. Houthi killed Ali Abdullah Saleh. So now Ali Abdullah Saleh is no more. He is not in seen here now. He died. Last year he was killed. So now direct conflict between Houthis, Islam. Houthi supported by Iran, Islam supported by Saudi Arabia. These two people are fighting with each other. Apart from that, some more groups are supported by Qatar and UAE. Qatar, UAE, Saudi, actually they belong to the same group, but here they are supporting different groups. But Saudi Arabia is supporting the biggest group. So this is the understanding. So again, I will summarize this very quickly. So in Yemen was under the control of Ali Abdullah Saleh, a long-serving dictator. He was overthrown, and in his place Mansur Hadi, he became the leader. Mansur Hadi belonged to a group called Islam group, who is in control of this part of Yemen. And there is one more group called Houthi, who are Shia people who control this particular territory. So now the Islah group lost the Sana'a city, Aden city. So Mansur Hadi, from the capital, he went to Aden, and then he fled to this territory. So now he's getting the support from Saudi Arabia. So now you have to note that in Yemen, war is now there between Houthi rebels and Islam. And both the groups doesn't like Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda wanted to eliminate both Houthi, both Islam, and wanted to control this territory. So today also in Yemen, war is going on. So this is the issue in Yemen. Okay, so we will move to the next country. Okay. So next is Egypt. So Egypt, I am not going to discuss very deeply. I am going to give you three important facts regarding Egypt. So Egypt is having one of the oldest civilizations. We all know pyramids. See, Egypt, you can equate this with Indian civilization and Chinese civilization. Egypt, India, and China, these are all the three ancient civilizations of the world that we know. Okay. And note that actually Egyptians were the leaders of the Arab nations for a very long time. Only after 1900 only the Saudi became leaders, because Saudi is having the two important cultural centers, and today Saudi is a very wealthy country because of the oil. That's why the Wahhabis of Saudi, what they are doing, they are claiming the leadership. Otherwise, Egypt was the leader of the Arab nation. That you have to know. See, what happened is, until 2011, again, so starting of the Arab Spring, a leader named Hosni Mubarak was ruling the country. Hosni Mubarak is a long-serving dictator. Nearly for 2-3 decades he was ruling the country. I don't know exact name, for 25 years I think he was ruling the country. Okay, and what happened is, as a part of Arab Spring in 2012, Hosni Mubarak was overthrown. So, his voice clear? Somebody is telling voice is breaking. His voice is clear for the students, remaining students. Clear? Okay. Thank you. See, you have to use earphone. Okay, so earphone means it is easy. Okay. So Egypt was under the control of a leader named Hosni Mubarak. As a part of Arab Spring, people who overthrown Hosni Mubarak. Okay, the long-serving dictator, he stepped down from power, and in his place, another leader named Mohammed Morsi became the leader of Egypt. Mohammed Morsi became, so in the place of Hosni Mubarak, now who is there? Mohammed Morsi was there in 2012. And Mohammed Morsi have the complete backup of a group called Muslim Brotherhood. This is not a terrorist organization, but a conservative, very old Muslim group in that particular country. Okay, so who will always work from the backside. Like in India, we have RSS. RSS will not directly participate in election, but they will work behind and support BJP like that. Similarly, I'm telling. Okay, so Muslim Brotherhood is one of the influential religion-based conservative group there in Egypt. With the support of the Muslim Brotherhood, Mohammed Morsi became the president. And note that this Muslim Brotherhood is having very good relationship with Qatar. Qatar and Muslim Brotherhood are close allies. They have good understanding. But the problem for the Muslim Brotherhood is they don't like Saudi. Saudi and Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like each other. But Muslim Brotherhood and Qatar like each other. But Qatar, Saudi, UAE, Bahrain are all under GCC. They are all allies. See, Saudi and Qatar are allies. But with respect to Egypt, Muslim Brotherhood like Qatar. Qatar, Muslim Brotherhood, very close partners. But Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like Saudi. Why? Means because Saudi wanted to become the leader of the Islamic community. But note that the Muslim Brotherhood is the ancient, one of the very old organization, 1,000 years organization. For example, you take like that. So in that circumstances, the Muslim Brotherhood cannot accept a Wahhabi. See, this Saudi Arabia is a Wahhabis, no? Wahhabis. Wahhabi, the clan. So this Muslim Brotherhood cannot accept this Wahhabis as the leaders of the entire Islamic community. That's why Muslim Brotherhood and Saudi, they belong to the same Sunni, both are Sunni Muslims only. But within that, our subgroup is there, no? So the ego problem is that they doesn't like each other. So Hosni Mubarak was overthrown. In his place, Muhammad Morsi was there. Muhammad Morsi and Muslim Brotherhood, good relation. Muslim Brotherhood and Qatar, good relation. Muslim Brotherhood and Saudi, not good. So this is the position in Egypt. But now what happened is next year itself, because Muhammad Morsi is getting the support from conservative means religiously very strict, very fundamental people. Okay, that's why within the community only some liberal people also will be there, who are Muslims, who are Sunni Muslims and little liberal. So what happened is this Muhammad Morsi was overthrown now in 2013 by a coup d'etat. Coup d'etat means military takeover. The military leader, his name is Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, or simply Sisi. Now he became the leader of Egypt. Can you understand? So this is the three important timeline. 2011, Hosni Mubarak was overthrown. 2012, Muhammad Morsi became the president with the help of Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood, they are friendly with Qatar, but they are against Saudi Arabia. So in these circumstances, Muhammad Morsi was overthrown by a military revolt, and in his place, the military commander El-Sisi became the leader of Egypt. Now El-Sisi is the leader. Okay. Yes. See, in 2011, Hosni Mubarak was ruling the country. Why removed means they doesn't like each other. That's why removed. Okay. So see, I want to become a leader means I will remove anyone. This is politics. Okay. Why they wanted to remove it? They don't like the leader. That's all, very simple. That politics we don't generally we have to understand. Okay, if one leader, one group is overthrowing the other group, means why they are doing it? Because power. Already I said Egypt is a desert nation. Resource is not available. I should be the leader, or someone from my group should become the leader. Same issue. Okay. In 2000, again I am repeating one more time. Okay. 2011, Hosni Mubarak was overthrown. Hosni Mubarak was overthrown. Everybody are dictators. Everybody here are dictators. See, in West Asia, no democracy is there except Iran. In Iran also, finally, the religious touch is there. The Elders Council have to approve it. Okay, so all the West Asian countries are under dictator or authoritarian rule or some kind of king, sheikh, etc. Like that one. No democracy. That's why India is a very, very great country, because in this region, India is the only democracy. They are working democracy. Okay. So some country may say that they are a democratic country. For example, Pakistan. How can you say Pakistan is a democratic country? 5-6 times military has taken over the ground. In India, not even a single attempt is there. Okay. So anyway, so Hosni Mubarak was overthrown by the people based on Arab Spring. And Morsi became the leader. Morsi was backed by Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood and Qatar, they are good. Muslim Brotherhood and Saudi, they are not good. They don't have good relationship. Muhammad Morsi is now overthrown. So now Sisi became the leader. So now the issue is how the relation will be there between Muhammad Morsi and Sisi. Good or bad? Bad. Why? Because the Muslim Brotherhood backed Morsi was overthrown by Sisi. So now Muslim Brotherhood wanted to overthrow Sisi and again install a leader who will listen to Muslim Brotherhood. So now in Egypt, what happens is the Muslim Brotherhood now is creating problem for El-Sisi. Muslim Brotherhood backed Morsi is no more now. Actually, he died in one. He was tried for certain issues in court. The court itself, he died. What happened? No one knows. So leave that issue. Muhammad Morsi is no more. So a Muslim Brotherhood backed candidate is overthrown by Sisi. So Muslim Brotherhood now wanted to overthrow LCC. See, no caste system is there in Islam. Note this. Okay, caste system is available only for this Hindus, Indians. Okay, everybody in Egypt are Sunni Muslims. Note this. Within Sunni Muslims, some subgroups will be there. No, they are fighting with each other. Okay, so Sunni Muslim groups means conservative group will be there, moderates will be there, liberals will be there, like that. Okay. See how Wahhabis are there in Saudi Arabia. Where Wahhabis are there in Egypt? Egypt, Wahhabis are the ruling family in Saudi Arabia. Wahhabis doesn't belong to Egypt. Wahhabis are this Hanabali group who are in Saudi Arabia. Okay. Okay, so the point is now LCC and Muslim, LCC is the leader of Egypt, and LCC is frequently getting problem from this Muslim Brotherhood because they wanted to overthrow LCC and install a leader who are favorable to Muslim Brotherhood. So LCC is frequently getting the problem. He is actually a military leader, no, not a democratically elected leader. So what LCC did is LCC to how to contain this Muslim Brotherhood and who are enemies. Saudi doesn't like each other. So LCC, what he did is he went to Saudi Arabia for help, and Saudi Arabia immediately extended help to LCC. Why? Means because Saudi and Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like each other, no. So LCC is fighting against Muslim Brotherhood. Saudi Arabia is helping Sisi. So what Sisi asked Saudi Arabia is, I will tell you. See, in the GCC, Saudi Arabia plus UAE plus Qatar. These three are the core countries, three trios in the three Sunni powers of the world. So here, the Qatar and Saudi Arabia are allies. Now, who is supporting Muslim Brotherhood? Qatar is supporting Muslim Brotherhood. So Sisi asked Saudi Arabia not to allow Qatar to support Muslim Brotherhood. Can you understand? Saudi and Qatar are allies. So Sisi asked Saudi Arabia, if you want Muslim Brotherhood to go down, means Muslim Brotherhood should not get the help from Qatar. So cut down this relationship. Then I can handle Muslim Brotherhood. This is the understanding. That's why Saudi Arabia, what it did is it began to pressurize Qatar. But Qatar was not listening. So now what happened is Saudi Arabia-Qatar relationship went down. This is what happened. Okay. This is all you have to know about Egypt. Not beyond this. Don't read something in Wikipedia and ask me what is this, what is that. Okay. See, if we have Egyptian history in our syllabus, means we can get very deeper into it. Okay. Just here I wanted to explain why Saudi and Qatar today doesn't have good relationship. Saudi, Qatar are two power centers, Sunni Muslim power centers. Okay. Again I will repeat it. Okay, because you have to understand this. Okay, so LCC overthrown Muslim Morsi. Morsi and Muslim Brotherhood are friends. So LCC overthrown this guy, no? So Muslim Brotherhood, what they want is they wanted to overthrow Sisi. So this is what now happening. Muslim brother. So now who is in power in Egypt? Sisi is in power. Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like Sisi. They wanted to overthrow Sisi. So to avoid this, what Sisi have done is Sisi went to Saudi Arabia because Muslim Brotherhood and Saudi doesn't like each other. Okay, and asked Saudi Arabia to cut down this relationship because Saudi and Qatar, they are allies. So Saudi Arabia have to put pressure on Qatar not to help Muslim Brotherhood. So this is the demand Sisi put to Saudi Arabia. When Saudi pressurized Qatar, Qatar-Saudi relationship deteriorated. That's all. So today, among the GCC, Qatar and Saudi doesn't like good relations. They doesn't have good relations. They all belong to the same group, Sunni Muslim, but they doesn't like each other. So this is what happened. What led means nothing led. See, everybody. I also wanted to become the CM PM. like that everybody wanted. So Sisi, what he did is he overthrown Morsi, because Morsi is supported by Muslim Brotherhood. See, in India, I'll tell you one example, don't literally take it. So in India, RSS group are there. RSS is a conservative group, conservative Hindu Muslim, right-wing Hindu Muslim. With the help of them, BJP is in power. I am also a Muslim. The Congress people are also, Congress people are also Hindu people. Communist people are also Hindu people. So among the Hindus, 3 different groups are there, no? Extreme Hindu, moderate Hindu, or the people atheist Hindu but atheist, like that are there, no? Like that among that particular group also, 3 group of Islamic groups are there. Conservative Islam, moderate Islam, liberal Islam. That is the reason. What led to the defeat of Morsi means nothing led. Sisi is a leader. He doesn't like Morsi. He doesn't like a Muslim Brotherhood. See, I am a Hindu. That doesn't mean that everybody will, every Hindu in India will like RSS. RSS is the right-wing, extreme Hindu outfit. That's all. They are not terrorist people, but they have extreme stand on Hinduism. That doesn't mean that I am a Hindu. That doesn't mean that I have to support that particular idea. Moderate Hindus are there. Liberal Hindus are there. Like that, conservative Muslims, Muslim Brotherhood. Moderate Muslims are there, and liberal Muslims are also there in that region. That is the thing. So you can keep all your question at the end of the discussion. Okay. So why Qatar and Saudi had a problem? Artificial sea route. See, where you are getting all these ideas, I don't know. What is artificial sea route? I don't know. See, Muslim Brotherhood is a conservative fundamental organization. That's all. The other Muslims may not like Muslim Brotherhood within the country itself. But although everyone belongs to Sunni Muslims, within the Sunni Muslims, different groups are there, no, in terms of their belief. Conservative, that means extreme belief. Moderate Muslims, Sunni Muslims, liberal Sunni Muslims, like that. Okay. So those details not required because we are not reading Egyptian history. Okay. So our idea is to find out why Saudi and Qatar doesn't like each other. Why Saudi and Qatar doesn't like each other? Again, I will repeat and then I will move to the next session. Sisi is getting the support from Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood wanted to overthrow Sisi. So Sisi got the support of Saudi. So that Saudi can be used to tackle Muslim Brotherhood. So Sisi asked Saudi to put pressure on Qatar so that Qatar will not help Muslim Brotherhood. Now Saudi-Qatar relationship went down. That's all. So this is what you have to know. Okay. So this is what you should know about Egypt. So now this is important. Gulf countries versus Qatar. So Gulf countries means Qatar is a Gulf country. So other Gulf countries and Qatar now they doesn't have good relationship. That means Saudi, Bahrain, UAE, they are severed their relationship. Severed means cut down the relationship with Qatar. Why? Why means because why Saudi, Qatar doesn't like each other? This is the reason. Qatar supports extremism in Egypt and in Yemen. In Egypt, Saudi Arabia and other countries, they are supporting Sisi. But in Egypt, Qatar is supporting Muslim Brotherhood. And also in Yemen, Saudi Arabia is supporting the Islah group. Qatar is supporting some other group, that's all. Some other, a lot of other peoples are involved. So in Yemen and Egypt, Saudi and Qatar are in the opposite side. Their ideas are not together. So this is one reason. And then this Qatar, after this small spat, Qatar began to speak favorably in favor of Iran and also in favor of Hamas. This is Palestinian people. Israel, Palestine, we have not discussed. Okay, Palestine, a group of Palestinian people. These people are Shia people. They are getting the support from Iran, and Hamas is getting the support from Hezbollah also. Muslim Brotherhood and Hezbollah. You can understand. So Qatar is speaking to the opponents of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and Iran doesn't like each other. Qatar is speaking in favor of Iran. Saudi Arabia and Hamas people doesn't have good relationship, but Qatar is now good with Hamas. Saudi Arabia and Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like each other in Egypt, but Qatar is good with Muslim Brotherhood, and Saudi Arabia and Hezbollah doesn't like each other. But Qatar is speaking in favor of Hezbollah. Hezbollah, already we know they support Hamas, and Hezbollah is getting the support from Iran. Okay, this is the reason why Saudi Arabia cut off all its relations. Saudi Arabia and other Sunni Muslim countries in GCC, they cut off the relationship with Qatar. So Qatar is now left alone. This is the understanding. So Qatar is now alone. Okay. So again, you see Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and UAE. These are all Sunni Muslim countries. Qatar was also together only. They have now cut off the relationship with Qatar. So Gulf, these are Gulf countries. The Gulf countries now doesn't like Qatar. Why? Qatar is supporting Egypt and Yemen, the extremists in both the countries. Because Saudi and these people are supporting one group in Egypt. Qatar is supporting the Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood, Saudi doesn't like each other. Like that in Yemen also same thing. And not only that, Qatar is speaking in favor of Iran, in favor of Hamas, in favor of Muslim Brotherhood, in favor of Hezbollah. All these four groups doesn't like Saudi Arabia. That's why Saudi Arabia asked Qatar, you are speaking in favor of my enemies. So Saudi Arabia and the allies, they cut down the relationship with Qatar. So now Qatar is left alone. That doesn't mean that Qatar is a single country. So Qatar, you are very strong people. Why? Means because they today, as of today, they have the in terms of per capita income, they are the #1 in the world. Richest people in the world is Qatar. Richest people who are getting top income in the world is Qatari people. Okay, this is one thing. And then why we have to discuss this? See, Hamas are in Palestinian people, a group of Palestinian people. We have not discussed this. Israel Palestine we have not discussed. No, Hamas is a Palestinian people. They are support. Hamas and Hezbollah are friends. Hamas and Iran are friends. Palestinian, two types of groups of people are there. One group is Hamas. See, Hamas are in Palestine, already I said. They are in Palestine. Palestine issue we have not discussed. Hamas are in Gaza. Gaza is a place in Palestine. In that Hamas, a group is there. Hamas are friendly with Iran. They are friendly with Hezbollah. Hezbollah is supporting the Hamas. And Hamas is fighting against Israel. So since Hamas and Israel are enemies, Hezbollah supports Hamas. Hezbollah and Israel are enemies. Hezbollah is supported by Iran. That's why Israel and Iran are enemies. Very simple. Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, all are together. All are Shia. They are together. Okay. So this is important. So here what we have to know is, we have to find out what is the, you keep your question for the end. Okay. Oman, Kuwait together. So other countries are there, they doesn't play much role. Small countries, powerless countries. Okay. So that is not important. Oman, Kuwait together with, they are with Saudi only. Some neutral or with Saudi, like that. Okay. Only among the GCC, Qatar is now away. Qatar and other countries doesn't like each other. Qatar is left alone. Now Qatar, what it did is, it directly opened negotiations with Iran. But note that Iran is a Shia power. Qatar is a Sunni power. But both these powers are together against Saudi Arabia, who is a Sunni Muslim. So Saudi and Qatar, they are friends. They are same group. Both are Sunni Muslims, Sunni Arab Muslims. But they have ego problems. Why? Means because, why I will tell you. Why Saudi, see this is the event. But why Qatar is not cooperating with Saudi Arabia means, see, although earlier I said no, Saudi Arabia used to give money to terrorist organizations when they were militant organizations. When they are not involved in terrorism, but militant activity, rebel activity, Saudi Arabia used to finance them in Iraq and also in Syria. All the money from the Sunni Muslim countries are funneled through Qatar only. Qatar only will distribute money to the terrorists. That means Qatar is having direct connection with all the terrorist organizations. Because in those countries, they are not terrorist people. They are freedom fighters. Okay. So Qatar, through Qatar only finance is being done. Saudi Arabia directly will not involve. Saudi Arabia using Qatar, they will involve. The king in Qatar died some 10 years before. After that, a new king took over power in Qatar. The new king, he thinks that Why we have to help Saudi Arabia to become the leader? Why I can't become the leader like that? Qatar may be thinking. Why not your roots instead of sea roots? What is that? See, if you ask a question, means ask the question properly. I can't understand. So, so Qatar now and Saudi Arabia are having ego problem. Very simple. Why I should help Saudi to become the leader? If I have connection in Saudi Arabia, want this terrorist organization to help Saudi Arabia to become the leader. So now Qatar is telling that why I will directly become the leader. Like that, so Qatar may be thinking. This is the understanding. Okay. So see, everybody are there for power game only. If you have a common enemy, means the people will be together. If the common enemy is powerless, means within the group they will fight with each other. Like that, the things are going. So with respect to India, what is the importance for Qatar? See, already I said Qatar is directly financing, or even Saudi Arabia is giving money. It will give to Qatar to distribute to the terrorist organization. So Qatar is giving money to Pakistan also, Pakistan-based terrorist. So India is having a problem. So so now Qatar has been left out of this Gulf countries, no Gulf group, this Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE. So India should be happy, no? Or what India should do? India can wage direct war against Qatar, finish off Qatar. That is not possible. You go and touch Qatar means all these people will come together. All the countries here, they will come together against India. Okay, so because India is an alien country. Okay, India is not a Muslim country. All these Muslim countries will come together. Okay, so that means we can't do anything against Qatar. Qatar is an influential country. So the only said then how to solve a problem with a problematic guy. With other country, with other leaders, we have sorted out our problem. With Qatar, Qatar is financing Pakistan, and Pakistan is using this. See, Qatar is not financing to attack India. It is giving money to Pakistan, and Pakistan is using that money against India. So in that circumstances, how to tackle Qatar? How to ask Qatar not to help Pakistan, or not to do any anti-Indian activities? So what India did is, India hey, why you need flowchart? What is the, see, within the Gulf countries, Qatar is now alone. That's all. That is the only thing in this the message I am delivering from this slide. Okay. So Qatar is a problematic country to India. Why? Means because Qatar and Pakistan are friends. Why? Qatar is only financing everyone. Qatar is only, see, don't worry, in another 10 minutes, we'll have a question and answer session. You can keep all your questions for some time. Okay. Let me finish it. Last slide only. Okay. Let me finish it. After that, you can ask the questions. Qatar and Iran are different Muslim majority. Then why Qatar is supporting Iran? Good question. Because both have a common enemy now. Who is the common enemy? Saudi Arabia. Iran and Saudi Arabia, because of different community, they fight against each other. But Qatar and Saudi Arabia, all those same community, because of ego problem, they are fighting with each other. So Saudi is a problematic country for Iran. Saudi is a problematic country for Qatar. So when all these countries cut off the relationship with Qatar, Qatar now open relationship with Iran. That's all. Enemy's enemy become friend. Okay. So earlier, Qatar along with Saudi, Bahrain and UAE, they put pressure on Iran. Now Qatar and Saudi infighting was there. Qatar was left alone. So Qatar now opened a relationship with the enemies of Saudi Arabia. That is Iran. Very simple. Okay. So what India did is, India cannot go and stop Qatar helping Pakistan. So what India did is, India began to buy natural gas deliberately from Qatar. Two-thirds of our Indian natural gas is coming from Qatar. We became Qatar's one of the top customers. So Qatar will not do anything against India's interest. Very simple. So you have to defeat your enemy using war. If you are not able to do that, means you extend a friendship or extend some kind of economic relationship between the two countries. By doing this, Qatar and India became friends. Qatar and India became friends. Friends means in the sense, Qatar is getting a lot of money from India. So although Qatar and India are having a different idea, but we are buying a lot of things from Qatar. So for Qatar, India is a very important country today. So like this only, slowly we develop relationship with each and every country. Today, India is a friend of all West Asian countries. Except to the west of India, only Pakistan is enemy country. All other countries are friends. Whether they support India or not, but they won't oppose India. Like that we have made. Okay. So these are all the things you should know from West Asia. Okay, the implications on India. See, we have cultural and historic relationship with West Asia. Okay, and then the West Asia is a economic, natural economic hinterland. See, what is hinterland mean? The supply area of a port is called hinterland. See, Chennai port is there. From Chennai port, where and all things are being supplied to the Chennai port, import, export. Those areas are called hinterland. Okay, so what India want is oil. Who can supply oil to India? The entire West Asia. So the supply area, the oil supply area of India is West Asia. And India is the hinterland to agriculture-based hinterland to West Asia. West Asian countries need agriculture products. India is an agricultural country. So what all West Asia needs is agriculture products. From India it is. So oil, food, like that we are having relationship. And then 2/3 of our total hydrocarbons are imported from West Asia. And not only that, India is having 7 million Indian expatriates. Indians, NRIs are working there, skilled, semi-skilled, managerial level in West Asia. And not only that, every year we are getting $40 to $50 billion as remittance from West Asia. So our people are working there in West Asia, no? So they are sending back their money. We are earning a lot of money. And then the total trade between India and West Asia is $200 billion. A good amount of trade is also happening between India and West Asia, import export. And in all West Asia related issues, India in United Nations votes in lines with BRICS. BRICS means Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. It is a alternate power center in the world. See, the why BRICS has been formed means don't think that economic cooperation. See, this is not important. Why BRICS is formed, I will tell you. BRICS is formed because the entire world economy and the entire world politics is dominated by Western countries. US, European countries only dominate everything. Okay. So to give an alternate power center, to put pressure on this Western dominated economy and politics, to have an alternate power center only, this BRICS is being formed. So BRICS, or simply I can say BRICS is an anti-Western alliance. Although India is having good relationship with US, we don't like US dominating everything. Okay, we don't like US dominating everything. Yes means South Africa. Okay, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. BRICS. So this is an important forum. So now we are having problem, India, China having problem, no? That means the BRICS is going to break up. BRICS is an anti-Western alliance. So who will not like this? Russia will not like this. Russia wanted to have this group very strong. So Russia will go and pacify the problem between India and China. A lot of possibilities. Okay. So BRICS countries are against Western countries. India is an important member. Okay. So BRICS is an anti-Western alliance. So whenever, regarding West Asia, whenever we vote along with BRICS countries. All BRICS countries will vote yes or all will vote no, like that. We are all together in West Asia because all the 5 countries doesn't like Western countries coming and intervening in the internal affairs of West Asian countries. US, UK should not intervene in West Asian affairs. So they are coming and intervening half-heartedly, they are doing something and then they are quitting that particular territory and suddenly some terrorist people are rising. Means the terrorist people are a big problem for all these 3 countries particularly. Russia is a victim of terrorism, India is a victim of terrorism, China is also a victim of terrorism. So that's why these countries doesn't like Western countries influence in this. So this is West Asia. So we can discuss some more things that we will discuss some other time. Okay. So I think now you have a fair understanding. Okay. So 1 minute. Please, once again, quick summary on implications for India. See, hinterland means, see, this is India. See, this is India. This is Chennai. This is the hinterland of Chennai. So from here or from all this area, Chennai will act as a harbor. So this area is called hinterland. Okay, the service area or simply the service area. Okay. So for India, West Asia is a service area for oil. For West Asia, we are a service area to West Asia for agricultural products. Okay. So we have cultural and historic relationship. Food oil exchange is there between India and Western country. 2/3 of our oil requirements are satisfied by West Asian countries. And 7 million Indian expatriates, that means NRI people are living there and they are sending us $40 billion. The total trade is this much amount. And regarding this issue, we have a common understanding with BRICS nations. Okay. Back country, whatever it is. Okay. Okay, so now I will go for question. Quickly put your questions. Yes, Supriyo.
Good afternoon, sir.
Little slower.
Okay. Is it okay now?
No. Okay. So now tell me, what is your question quickly?
The question is that means you told that USA has allowed India to use the Chabahar port
Yes.
in order to help India reach Afghanistan, right?
Yes.
My question is that USA can also ask Pakistan to allow India. Why not USA is asking that?
Pakistan and India doesn't like each other, no?
Yeah, I know that.
See, no, Pakistan will directly say to US no.
Okay, means US don't kind of means that importance to coerce Pakistan to do it, right? Means that's what I'm asking.
See, coercion means, see, if it is against your, see, I can't coerce you to help your enemy because he is my friend. Can you understand? Okay, see, India and Pakistan are enemies. So do you think that suppose US put pressure on India to help Pakistan, do you think that we will help Pakistan? So yesterday, 2-3 days before, Prime Minister said that this Osama bin Laden is a martyr. So we won't help Pakistan in any way. Even US want, the entire world wants, we won't do it.
Okay. So, sir, means in this scenario, what is the future of that line, the Tapi line you told, right, sir?
You know, what is that?
That Tapi oil project you told, no, means that
Tapi pipeline is now is in progress. Construction is in progress. That's all.
Okay, means then Pakistan is allowing that, right, sir?
Pakistan will allow it because it is getting benefit, no money, no. Earlier they were demanding more money because we don't have choice. Now we have choice, they're demanding less money. That's all. That's simple.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Trivatsan.
Sir, good afternoon.
Yes. Yes. I'm not audible.
Sir, now can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Sir, you said that US pulled out of JCPOA, sir. So
Yes.
does that mean the deed is still on or it has been lapsed, sir?
No, deal is on, but a party has pulled out. Everybody have to punish US, but don't has that kind of capacity.
Okay, sir. And another doubt is in JCPOA, if Iran wants to build a civil nuclear reactor, means they should get the parts only from the countries that have been partnered in JCPOA, or they can get from any other country.
See, they can do by themselves, but IAEA, which is an organization which will come and check that installation is used only for civil purpose. They can do it indigenously, no problem. But IAEA will come and check it.
And if they want parts, means they can get from any other country apart from that people.
Pass? Why pass?
No, sir. If they want any other parts of nuclear reactor technological components, means they can get from.
See, if anybody is using only for civil purpose, means everybody will be ready to sell anything to you.
Okay, sir. And final doubt
Use
is,
it for, yes.
final doubt is, you said that India's deal with Qatar has been a big motivation for Qatar to stop the financing activities to Pakistan.
Yes, yes.
At the same time, if Pakistan also does some deal with Qatar regarding a trade deal or something like that, in that time, will Qatar be a betrayer for India, sir?
Yes, definitely they will do it. But we are a big guy. Pakistan is a dummy country. See, we are a big customer, no? With our big population, our growing economy, we have more things to get from Qatar.
Okay, sir.
India is a highly rapidly developing country. We need more natural gas. Pakistan doesn't need that kind of gas. See, everything is based on profit loss only. If you see, even how you can be friendly with your enemy, if you are giving some profit to humans, he will be friendly with you. Very simple. 100% business.
Okay, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt of why there is too much of military dominance in Pakistan than India, or we can frame it like, is it possible for Indian defense to overcome the throne in India?
Is it possible for Indian defense to?
To attain the throne of government. Overthrow the government.
Pakistan.
In India.
In India. So in India, see, yes. Are you a political science student?
Yes, sir. Optional.
See, actually, for this we need a big discussion. Okay.
Okay.
So in Pakistan, democracy is not good. India, a good democracy is there. We are in control of everything. The people are in control of everything. The working constitution is in India. Pakistan, constitution is not working. That's why the military is powerful. Very simple. Remaining things, if you come to classmates, we will discuss political science. Okay. This is
okay.
For GS.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
The issue is constitution. In India, we have a working constitution. Pakistan, constitution is there but not working. That is the reason.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ricky?
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Sir, you told in previous class that because of Russia's protection to Iran, US is not doing anything against Iran directly. Why US should not oppose directly Russia, sir?
See, for example, two elephants are fighting, means what will happen? One elephant may be a stronger elephant, another may be a little small. That is not a problem. Two elephants fights means what will happen to both elephants? And also the place where fighting, everything will be gone. Okay, so normally two people are powerful people, mean they won't fight with each other. But they will support two other people who are fighting with each other. Like that, this is called Cold War only will be there. Direct war will not be there. See, Russia and US are enemies. Since 1950, now it is 2020, 7 decades, they never fought against each other directly. That is not at all possible. Two power centers fight with each other, means both will go down. That is the understanding.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Injury. Both will get injury. Both US and Russia will be destroyed. If Russia is completely eliminated, they will ensure that US also will come along with Russia.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Centers means no fight, no chance of fight.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And then?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Sanjan, yes.
Could you please explain the concept of matronancy? I'm not very clear about that.
Concept of?
Matronancy.
Matronancy, what is that? I am not able to understand.
I think that's what I heard. To attain matronancy.
Regarding in the context of?
In today's class, I think I missed that particular class. I think the concept of attaining
context.
Matronancy. I think you said that.
See, I never heard like that in my life. See, while discussing which topic we were discussing this?
I think in the Yemen topic.
Yemen, matronancy.
I think I probably would have misheard. I'm not.
Okay. So anyway, so if you have any other doubt, means you just connect. I'm not able to understand what is this word.
I probably misheard.
Okay, no issue. Okay, good. Manjunath. Manjunath.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, actually, Iran is opposing many Sunni terrorist group, na, sir.
Yes, all terrorist groups. Yes.
Then why it is put in this blacklist of FATF, sir?
Because Iran is supporting Hezbollah, no? That is a terrorist group.
Okay.
You support terrorist group, financing terrorist group means you will be under FATF.
Okay, sir. And it is doing any money laundering also, na, sir?
Yes, to Hezbollah they are sending money to Syria and Hamas, no? They will do it.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vishnu. Yes.
Sir, you told about an organization that controls this nuclear technology, right? What was the organization, sir?
IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency.
All right, sir. So you also told that India bought this technology for civil purposes from Canada, and then
Canada, 1974. Yes.
And turned into a nuclear weapon later. So why
yes.
this organization didn't involve in such? I mean, restrict us from doing that.
See, by that time, no one knows. See, India was the first country who said to the world that we can do like this.
Okay, all right. Is it after that?
Yes, using a technology, you can the dual use technology. That idea was given to the world by India only.
All right, sir. So after that,
only restrictions came.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Deepika.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Arab Spring. After the Arab Spring, also people came like dictators only. Means there will be continuous civil war only, no, sir, till now.
Yes, in many countries, civil war is going on. See, after Arab Spring, that did not happen. The Arab Spring means all the world. See, all are independent revolt. There is no connection because since it is having all the Arab nations are having revolt, we generally call this as Arab revolt. Okay, so every country wanted to overthrow their dictator or an autocratic ruler and wanted to install democracy so that they will get democratic rights. In many countries, that means the bad dictator was replaced by some good dictator. Like that, change was there.
But in no country that was completely democratic.
No restoration. There is no question of restoration because anywhere in the history, no democracy was there in these countries. The restoration means you are telling that earlier they were democracy. No, always they were under dictator rule or autocratic rule, kings like that only. Now only like world countries, they also wanted to become democracy. See, India was under kings before the arrival of British. After the departure of British, only India became a democratic country. Like that, the democratic development did not happen so far in West Asia.
And then Iraq also.
Iraq, we have a democracy, but it is not working, no? Pakistan, Myanmar is a democracy. Can you compare this with Indian democracy? Can you understand? Always democracy was there. I said election was there, but people manipulate election. Then how can you call that as a democracy? Democracy means free and fair election should be there. That is one of the prime principle in democracy. That is not there. But they are a democratic country only. Then how can you call that as a democracy? It's a working democracy or not. Some countries, semi-democratic countries are there, but not democracy, not completely working. So that is the understanding.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, I was not clear about that exile portion. Is Ali Abad Saleh exiled from Sanaa to Aden?
No. Ali Abad Saleh was the former president. He was he stepped down from power.
Okay.
And in his place, Mansur Hadi became the president who belonged to the Sunni Muslim group in Yemen.
Okay.
So now Ali Abdullah Saleh, along with Hadi, they created problem against Mansur Hadi. So Mansur Hadi fled to Isla side of Yemen.
Okay.
And then went to Saudi Arabia.
Okay, sir.
Now Houthi killed Ali Abdullah Saleh also, because they are guys, but they have some infighting.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, sir. So one. Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, I am listening.
Sir, sir. Mansoor, that guy was a
Mansoor
Sunni.
Hadi.
Mansoor
Yes,
Hadi.
everybody are Mansoor Hadi is a Sunni Muslim. He belongs
Okay.
to a group which is a Sunni Muslim group.
Okay, so Saudi will support him.
No. Saudi Arabia will support them.
Okay, okay, fine, sir.
Houthi rebels. Houthi Shia people.
Okay, okay, sir. So, because of the trade route present, that region dominated by Houthis became a strategic position.
Yes, because of that is a strategic location. That is the answer. That's all.
Okay, sir.
That is a very important place.
Okay, so it's because of that Iran wants domination there.
Yes, why means because otherwise in Persian Gulf the other countries may create problem against Iran.
Okay, okay.
Problem for Iran means Iran will create problem here. So like that Iran thought.
Okay, so US and Russia, US didn't try to occupy this Saudi region.
No. US is against that only. The US was about to put a siege in Persian Gulf near Iran.
Okay, yes, sir.
So now Iran got hold using this Saudi, they got hold of this region. No, so if they means they will block this Red Sea route. So both US did not do anything. This is the reason. So this is the checks and balances.
Mm-hmm. So Islam was dominating the other region of the Yemen, but Islam also didn't try to dominate this Houthi portion.
No, they are fighting with each other. Always they have a fight, but how the rebels are strong. The area is, but the Islam group is very weak.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
So suppose again, if you see, I will show you the map.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose the point is, the important point here is, 1 minute. See, Yemen is a poor country.
Yes, yes, sir.
Importance to Yemen is there means only this territory. This territory is under the control of Houthi. So the Islam group here, that means they doesn't have any leverage in the country.
Okay, okay, sir.
So Yemen is very, very important because of the strategic location. Through this only all ships pass. So they will buy things. So this is the commercial territory.
Yes, yes, I understand.
So this area is under the control of Houthi. So Islam is a dummy power. So they are not powerful people. That's why they are going for the support of
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Okay, sir. That's all. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yes, Vimal.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I have two doubts. One is from Arab Spring, and one more is from Afghanistan, sir, regarding the peace talks which the Trump. Yeah. So we all know that year before with Taliban's, the Trump government has made without consideration of Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, he went for the peace talk, which literally meant India as marginalized.
Yes.
We'll be losing Chabar Fort futility as well, and we will be breach of area deadlines. This shows India has been left out with the Indo-US relation will be a mere failure, or what?
Regarding Afghanistan, US doesn't consider about anyone except that it wanted to withdraw its army. All other people are secondary only. That's why US doing it. It is very desperate to pull out its army out of Afghanistan. That's all. That is the only thing US wants.
Yes, sir. This will favor RIC summit, or will be helpful for consideration of China.
Yes, sure. China. The meeting recently last week also was there, no?
Yes, sir. It was an
the border dispute on this COVID-19. Now India, China are having a problem. Otherwise, you see, India, why India is participating in RIC and BRICS means to counter this kind of things. We cannot completely depend upon US because US always acts only in favor of US only.
Yes, sir.
India also will act only in favor of India only. This is called national interest concept. First day I said, no, every foreign policy, selfish policy, like that I said. Everybody are for themselves only.
Yes, sir. It's like a unipolar nation from US stand and others and like
No.
BRICS and yeah.
See, the unipolar means US can do anything it wants. That is called unipolar. What
Yes, sir.
see, I will work for myself only. You will work for yourself only. This is the fact in foreign policy. Everything for themselves. So if US is doing this, India-US relation will get affected. US will never care for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
But regarding
India,
the Tapi line also, US were not been indirectly enforcing it, right, sir? Will be just guiding through Pakistan. So do such things. Yes, no, sir.
Yes.
So after all, considering these positive and negative effects, there will be a reflection of RIC in future, right, sir? Right now, also indirectly, US supporting.
The point is we are friends of US on one side.
Yes, sir.
On the other side, we should not completely depend upon US. We have to have an alternate alliance also. So the international politics today works based on checks and balances.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so we need US. To check US, we need Russia, China. To check China, we need US. Like that, checks and balances. So this is
sure.
Policies are formulated, checks and balances. That's all.
Yes, I got it now, sir. And regarding Arab Spring, we have lost. We can be beginning an edge of a decade, almost edge of a decade after Arab Spring. It has been completed within years ago. After this decade, we are after all considering all those.
Who said Arab Spring came to an end?
No, sir. It means like if a decade. Yeah. I'm asking about it's all going to be
10 years.
10
one
years
decade.
Yeah, 10 years term. Yeah. I could see even in the French Revolution and American Revolution, considering this is the latest huge revolution of our decade and living.
No. American Revolution, French Revolution is all about one country.
Yeah, one country. This is a mirage of. This is mirage of an Arab. That's why I'm mentioning in Arab they've been enforcing like in French Revolution Louis XIV has been guillotine, and American Revolution such a huge imperialism has been came down, and colonialism has been the end of the era we have been witnessed. From here, why there is an survival and there is no revival of democratic, and what is there to be a president again and again?
You are wrongly using the word revival of democracy. When democracy was there to revive? No democracy was there in countries so far till 2020.
Yeah.
First time they have to change to democracy.
Sure, sir.
That did not work well. Maybe after some time it will work.
Okay, sir.
Since there, then military ruler, then democracy, then you can call that as a revival of democracy.
Okay, sir. But such thing has never been evolved out, right? Since they were protesting for democracy even and again.
Yes, seeing the other world, they thought that other world people are enjoying rights. Even in India, you don't enjoy any right means you can go to the street and then you can shout. No one will say anything. But in countries and all, you can't do anything. So after seeing other world countries enjoying this facility, now they want this facility. But it is not right to for democracy to be installed in all these countries. That is the understanding. Because they installed a democracy in Iraq, problem. They installed democracy in Afghanistan, again, problem. So for democracy, it needs a time. Okay, you need maturity, no?
Yeah, sure, sir.
That's the understanding. Still, they are backwards in terms of political development. That is the understanding.
Yes, sir. Because I have a little doubt. Since even after a protest, they've been suppressed, and again the president has been coming in mere of monopoly, right? They've been ruling by under.
Even when they were going against any dictator in any of these countries, dictator was replaced by another dictator only, not by the government. So they are maturity is required. That maturity is not there with West Asian people. See, for solving the problem, they are going for terrorism like things. Then how that particular country a matured country?
Okay, this is then now I got clear, sir. The way of approaching in means of terrorists in India and other where they've been nationalized. Different. Yeah, now I got it, sir. And one more final doubt, sir: is Taliban a militants or a terrorist or what kind of group they were?
Taliban was the government who took control of Afghanistan in 1990.
Okay.
Till recently, till starting of 2000, they were controlling the country.
Yes, sir.
After that, only Taliban was overthrown after the US arrival in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They are the government. Terrorist people were controlling the government.
Okay, but particularly they are a sub-terrorist and they have.
Terrorist means they support all the terrorist group.
Okay, okay, sir.
It gives sanctuary to all the terrorist group. Then how can we call those people?
So they have been piggy banking for another like Taliban's with some algorithms and something, right?
For us, they are terrorist people. But for those, in Afghanistan, then you have to say that everybody are terrorists. Like that, we have to brand.
Yeah, yeah, sir. This was some instinct for me writing the reverse Afghan relations. That's one.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for clearing it. Yeah.
Yes, Harini. Yes, Harini. Yes.
My doubt is regarding India, Qatar, and Pakistan. So you had mentioned that now India has become the almost number one customer in buying natural gas.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in having such a relation with Qatar, still Qatar would be financing Pakistan, right? So
No. Now Pakistan is not doing it. Now Qatar is not doing it now.
Okay.
Okay. So
I had a
the point is earlier Qatar gave some money to Pakistan. Pakistan used it against India.
Okay.
Now that money has been cut down. Cut down means in the sense Qatar cannot openly do it against India by helping Pakistan because we are also important to Qatar.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The Taliban we will discuss along with India and neighbors, India, Afghanistan, Pakistan. By the time we will discuss. Sir, what are the allegations and consequences faced by Pakistan in organizing? Allegations and consequences faced by Pakistan in organizing Islamic hiding Osama bin Laden. See, everybody knows that Osama bin Laden was getting all the support from all the countries. Pakistan was not isolated. That means did not face any big allegation. Allegation was given by US, not Pakistan. How did US manage to cross the boundary of nuclear country? See, Pakistan is having nuclear weapon. That's all. Otherwise, Pakistan is a dummy country. Okay, anyone can do anything in Pakistan. Summarize Yemen. See, Yemen was under the control of a president. The president was overthrown because literally he was acting like a dictator. In his place, another leader who belongs to this Islah, this group, this Islah, he became this is Islah, this is Houthi rebels. So a person belonged to the Islah group, he became the president of Yemen. So Iran, with the help of Iran, Houthi took over control of this entire region. Islah group, the present president, he fled to Saudi Arabia. And from Saudi Arabia, they are launching attacks on Houthi rebels. So in Yemen, three group of people are fighting with each other. Houthis, Islah group is a Sunni Muslim, and third group is terrorist group. Okay. US also wanted India to put sanctions on Iran. Does India put any sanctions on Iran? See, we can't put sanctions. US asked India not to buy oil from Iran. But that is not possible. Already we have reduced it. Okay. So we have reduced it, but we have not completely cut down our relationship. So recently India refused to allow IAEA inspection to Iran. Even after this, Russia supported. Yes. See, earlier when Iran was going for a nuclear weapon, Iran defied the world. That's why Iran was under pressure. But now it was US who defied the entire, that means the international agreement. Okay, so now everybody, Russia and China will be free to support Iran. Okay, so actually everybody have to punish US because US only defied the international agreement. Okay. I think I have answered all the questions. One more. Summarize Arab Spring. You're asking me to do everything. Okay, so Arab Spring in countries in West Asia and North African countries, they are all under dictator rule. Like what happened in Iraq. because US overthrown the dictator and installed a democratic government. People are now enjoying benefits. No, like that, everybody wanted to enjoy benefits. So everybody began to revolt against their own government. Okay. So as a result, everywhere there was a overthrow of government was there, but the overthrow of the government did not happen fully. Democracy did not materialize in any country. In some countries, old dictator was just overthrown by a new dictator. That's all. Okay. So the Arab Spring did not help the Middle East countries to become a democratic country. So still, it is under authoritarian rule only. Then could you tell us India's interest in Syria? What is India's interest in Syria? India doesn't have direct interest in Syria, but we want Bashar al-Assad to continue. Why? Means because he is fighting against the enemies of India, the ISIS. Okay, ISIS and other Islamic terrorist groups who are involved there, their arch enemies, Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad will not allow the Sunni-based terrorist organization to become popular. So India wants Bashar al-Assad to remain in power. India doesn't want Western country to overthrow the regime, Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria using force. And India wants Russia to support Bashar al-Assad government. And finally, India wants Bashar al-Assad to open talks with his people and solve the problem peacefully within the country. So this is what India wants. Okay. I think we have see, how come Israel developed nuclear weapons? Why? Israel developed, Israeli people, Jewish people only founded nuclear weapons. Okay. North Korea now only doing it. The people who are already done it, you can't do anything. US and UN, Israel will defy the entire world. They are very powerful people. See, if there is a law, means law works only on the weaker people, not on the stronger people. Very simple. See, Israel already developed a nuclear weapon. Who gave the idea of this nuclear technology to US? The Jewish community. Okay. Thank you.